Good morning, Macon, Georgia, Middle Georgia, and everyone else around the world through the World Wide Web. This is the Morning Roast for Wednesday, Hump Day, November 6, 2013.
Yeah.
You're live from the Nut House with Irvhead and DB here. It's
Good morning, everybody. Rise and shine, because it's Hump Day.
Yes, it's Hump Day, yes. It's
Rise and shine and hump.
55 degrees outside, and it's with a high of 76 degrees and a low of 56.
That's how turtles do it, huh? Oh,
Yeah.
Anyway, good morning. I like your shirt. It makes me want to throw food on the table.
Burrito.
Your shirt makes me hungry.
It's mixed with thorium.
Thorium. Crazy.
Thank you, Ed.
Man, I tell you, this.
Uh,
I was thinking about that car, man. Could you, imagine?
Did you get the car? Yes or no?
That was the car.
Oh, that was.
Yes, that
was. Okay.
That is the car. Excuse me.
Okay.
Is.
You got it here today?
Oh, that's a nice car, man.
I mean the blue. Remember that the blue
Yeah.
that was that was.
What's that dent in the door?
Stop it.
It's the invisible car.
Anyway, off on a tangent already. Here we go. All distracted. Going back to the show.
Yes.
What's going on with you? Now you're driving around like a pimp?
No, I'm just trying to get myself. This is the first thing I could
Driving-
find. I was
he's-
clean.
He's driving his Daisy.
Nice shirt.
Yes.
All bright. What are we doing?
Well, what we're doing, I was just checking out the things that's going on. You remember one of
Well, Chris Christie won. That's the big news right now.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. New
Well,
Jersey.
yeah,
That's
right.
big news for me
So excited.
because that's setting up the next president or people that are going to be clawing to be the next president.
Right, yes.
And Chris Christie is a guy that kind of like Obama in a white version, knows how to reach out to your average, I guess, American. Meanwhile, he's a bit of a blowhard. I mean, he don't take no shit from anybody. So he could be an interesting president for the shit that's happening around the world.
Oh,
I mean, I think he'd tell him straight up. I don't know if that's such a good thing. You know, telling things straight up sometimes gets in trouble. Am I right, Derek?
yeah, you're right.
Yeah. That's why Derek lays low. He doesn't say much.
Yeah, speaking of elections,
And we had a current election around here for
for
Warner
mayor
Robins.
of Warner Robins, yes. It looks like there's going to be a runoff, or at least a
Are you
four-way
shitting
run.
me? No.
According to the precincts
Oh,
report, it
no.
seems like Randy Toms was who had the lead. He had 25% of the vote. He had 16
Whatever happened to
26.
Chuck Chalk? He came in last.
Well, actually, he came in 4th out of 6.
Chuck can chalk it up.
Yes. John Musselwhite was second place, 1,511 votes. He had 23% of the vote. Darren Lee was in third with 22%. Chuck Chalk was 4th place for 21%.
Yeah, he was very low. I thought he was the challenger or whatever he was.
Yeah.
His name always came up, no? Anyway, so this guy named Randy Tom seems to be the little lead there.
Yeah, barely 25%. Joe Musselwhite has 23, and Darren Lee has 22.
2%. Calls for a runoff. Now, we have the Schlesinger debacle here in Macon, Georgia. I guess they're going to decide on Friday whether they're going to null and void the election. However, Schlesinger is just going to keep going on as though he is the elected candidate. So, what do you think of that? We're kind of stuck.
Yeah, it's
Little
like
bit.
we're still in limbo or something, trying to get these.
And even though he may continue on, just being the candidate and making sure that when he gets in, that he's off and running, is still costing him money.
Yeah.
This is all involving lawyers, folks. So the lawyers got to come in. Everybody's lawyered up. And so they're going to stretch this out for as far as they can. The lawyers I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
like having a meeting and then waiting on a decision. All that waiting.
Yeah, it's
That costs money.
yeah, it costs a whole lot of money.
Yeah.
Just like that shutdown.
One
costs money.
ATT.
Probably not as much, but
Yeah.
I just read your post, DS. That sucks balls.
Oh, that's sweet. Mark Vaughn just told everyone they should check out your show. That's sweet.
oh
Yeah,
thank
Mark. Actually, I was thinking about Mark Vaughn and his success with Vaughn Live. He's got another one that he's up shooting, or at least that's what I thought it was. A different one. So he's into what he does.
Yeah,
They
Brett
should have
Prager.
hired his ass for Obamacare. And that's, I swear to God, I was thinking that. If they would have got more, we could have done Obamacare right here on Vaughn Live.
Hell, any 16-year-old hacker
Get
could
all
have
your
done that.
shit done right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I told Mark I had watch you guys. Thank you. Thank you, good time. No, I think seriously, I'm not kidding. Sometimes I do kid, but I'm not kidding here. There could be some connection that he could have made, or somebody should reach out. Now that I
Right.
put it out there.
Right. Speaking of
That this way, this way. Wait, before we move on. Speaking of what? I'm speaking on
Okay.
what?
okay, speaking on Vaughn,
And
yeah.
don't ever interrupt her.
Yeah, no, I'm over here
Everyone.
coming up with a great idea. You're gonna cut it off. Go somewhere
okay.
else.
Like a
For a
piece.
second.
Get a
I'm just saying. Let's stay with the flow here.
okay.
I'm talking about Mark Vaughn, and he could put Obamacare on a channel here, can he?
I guess.
Like how to get into Obamacare, or maybe a better gateway to get
How to
into
get
it.
out of Obamacare.
Yeah, people can go in and smell my finger and what's my. They can
yeah,
go in
it's gonna be
anonymous.
kind of hard to get
Still get Obamacare.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to get insulin if you're. What's your name, Mister? Smell my finger. I don't know about all that. Is it go by Mr. Finger or is it smell or is the buy is that
Well-
like a middle initial or what? Just,
The Obamacare is a debacle, man. It's
Yeah, well, it's a bad
website.
website.
Insurance. That's
Here's the
good.
thing:
That's
where
a
was
good
Mark
one.
Zuckerberg? Where was those guys? They should have been a little bit more involved. Mark Zuckerberg, whatever his name is, wants to get everybody together. The guy who started Facebook, but yet he could have done Obamacare.
Well,
Facebook
possibly.
works, no?
yeah, Facebook works. Thing
Just
is,
go through Facebook. Allow. Hit the button. Let whoever takes your information. It's Matt.
oh, okay.
Yeah, I believe it's called Affordable Care Act. That's right.
But it's
Yeah.
not affordable.
Yeah,
Well-
it's only affordable to like the richest 2%.
It's affordable. You guys have to understand the law. Yes, it's a bit of a inconvenience for some
You
people.
still backing
Now
that
you have to
Obamacare
buy it.
up?
You have to buy it. Is
Taking
the
out
inconvenience.
Ooh, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna fall through. I'm gonna tell you right now. That shit's gonna hit the dirt.
Now he's getting a lot of flack for that. That you can keep your current coverage, and if you like your doctors.
Period.
The dishonesty on it I see is that it wasn't told how the market would react. Somebody should have figured that one out. The market was always going to react that way. If they have to put in more coverage for more things that is now by law that they have to provide in order to have good coverage or for it to be legal, it was going to cost more money. They were saying they was going to save more money, when in fact, it's a true lie. It's going to save more money for some people, and it's going to cost everybody else a lot of money. By the insurance companies, not Mr. Obama.
So what happens to
But
that?
it's the people that own these insurance companies said, oh shit, if we're going to have to do all of this, it's going to cost everybody a lot more money. That's all it is. And what Obama's saying is, I don't know how they're going to pay for all these medical bills that people are going to have and generate other than by taking $7 billion out of Medicare and putting it in to fund this thing. That was a risk. That's what everybody's upset about. But if you want to change, he had to go there. Everybody's screaming about, Joe, we got to change the way that this and that. Then somebody put something out. He puts an idea out. It was supported by the Supreme Court, but yet it's still not good enough. They did the same shit to FDR with Social Security. Oh my God, they were going after his ass.
Mm-hmm.
Social Security was a socialist idea.
Yeah,
What they
that's
called
socialism.
They called it back then. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, this shit isn't new. This is the last leg of what should be the full support of each other as American people. We have Social Security, we have Medicare, and now we have Obamacare. That just fixes everything to the most part. You don't have to worry about being sick, or how you're going to pay the bills, how your credit's going to be rammed down a hellhole because you can't pay all those bills. The insurance companies are not going to rip you off anymore like they used to, where all of a sudden you're paying this $12 a month benefit care that comes in the mail. You send it in thinking you're fully covered $500,000. Yeah, bullshit. You think they're going to care whether they give you the money once you're dead?
Probably
You're dead.
not.
You're dead. They're trying to figure out how to bury you. They may throw in some pocket change.
Yeah. That's
They're
true.
not going to cover you. They're not going to cover your ass. Look at what's happening now. They just exposed themselves. We're not going to cover you. It's going to cost you more money for your health insurance now because we're not going to cover all the shit that Obama's going to cover for free. You pay for it. That's really what's happening. So it's kind of a true lie. And the fact that Obama didn't tell the people that scenario was a possibility is why everybody's upset. And rightly so. And rightly so. You know. Anyway, moving on. That's what I think of Obamacare. That's what I think of.
Back in 2008, I'm not going to take your guns. Now he wants to take your guns. He's a liar. Bottom line.
All right.
Bottom line.
Oh yeah,
Let's get off this
and
topic.
Reagan, Clinton, and the Bushes.
They're
Oh yeah, they
liars
really told the
too.
truth. Okay,
They're
just
liars
want to be,
too.
just
They're
put it
all
in
screwed
perspective.
They're all
Yes.
fucking liars.
Yes. Well,
Yeah,
going
welcome to
the,
America,
Going to
folks.
the Warner Robins thing, because since it was a close mayoral race, it seems
Yeah.
that only the top two could go for a runoff. And since Randy Thomas, even despite having 25% of the vote, he had the highest percentage, so he's definitely going to have a runoff against the second place person, Joe Musselwhite. Randy Thomas, a former Warner Robins firefighter who worked in the fire department of Warner Robins for 27 years. He's going to be facing Joe Musselwhite in a runoff on the first Tuesday. Musselwhite, yes. He's going to be on a runoff for the first Tuesday of December, which will be December 3rd. So I guess those who are going to be voting in Warner Robins, you might have to go for a runoff election next month, December 3rd, for mayor.
People are so indecisive in this middle Georgia.
Yeah.
God.
Well, no.
There are
man.
no clear-cut elections around
Whoa.
here. Everybody's
You
so
got 5
confused.
people running. What do you expect?
I know.
Okay.
Well, 6
You
people.
got 2 people running. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But you got 5, 6 people.
Yeah, that's.
Okay. If you didn't run for senator, who would have been? Who would have won? Who would
Uh.
have got the vote then? Miriam or David Lucas? If you didn't run.
Oh, it's if I,
What
no,
was-
I'm
what
not
was
gonna
the
run it.
score?
I'll do Marion Paris. I mean, that's
No.
pretty obvious.
Who would have won? What was the percentage?
Oh,
Remember?
they would have still had a runoff because I got 5%.
No, if you didn't run it off. it was
That's
just-
what I'm saying. If I didn't
What
run it
did
off,
you
I
run?
got 5%. So, and Miriam got 47% of the vote, and the other guy got like 48 or some shit. I mean, I would have tipped one of those scales. My number's 1,500.
If you didn't run,
I think-
one of them would have won. There wouldn't have been a runoff.
I know that.
Up. That's why he's saying.
What I'm saying is, had I not run,
That's
which
what
is your question,
No.
then somebody would have won by those 5. Somebody would have tipped the scale in an obvious. There would have been no runoff.
Exactly.
There would have been
and
no.
I said it was in one sentence.
Yeah, that 5% would have tipped the scale, but maybe one of them, like Lucas, would have called for a runoff. Either way, that's what I felt. It had I won or not won, or entered or not entered. It was a very close race, just like it was with Rickett and Ellis. Except that after now, all this time, Ellis got more when it comes to Bibb County. Bibb County is more pro-Rickett, obviously.
Well, he didn't even get 50% of the population voting anyways.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's
Okay.
another
That's it.
problem.
Yeah, we didn't even make 50% of the population voting. So all those people stay at home and say, I don't give a shit. My vote don't count.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyway, yeah, I know, Mohammed. That's how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm wiping my brow here. All right, what else is going on here?
Well, there's some crazy stuff going on. I'm trying to get the one stuff.
All right, well,
Where by Houston Commission, this Houston Commission imposes Obamacare fee.
yeah.
Speaking
okay.
of Obamacare, and this is in Perry. Houston County Commissioners begrudgingly approved yesterday, a health care fee for the county's 650 employees in accordance to the Affordable Care Act.
Yeah.
It says, after voting unanimously to approve a $2.50 fee per pay period per person covered on an insurance plan, commissioners encouraged the employees and residents of Houston County to call their legislators about the unaffordable expenses of the federal health care law. Commissioner Larry Thompson said he was displeased at having to impose the fee, which the healthcare bureau.
Is that legal? They could just say, "Oh, we're gonna take $2.50 out for your access to Obamacare."
I guess is what it is. Says that it says requires any person with private health care coverage to pay an annual $2 fee per insured member to pay for the Patient Covered Outcomes Research Institute, which will provide information and research to help consumers make informed help consumers make informed healthcare decisions. Additionally, each member will pay $5.25 per insured member each month to support reinsurance programs. And Steinek,
That's the way it should always be done.
Yeah.
It was always done that way when I was in the corporations of the world that I worked for. Those people, when I had health coverage, I had to pay part of it.
well, yeah, I know it's kind of
Then
messed up.
Aflac came, and Aflac was a big deal. Everybody was getting into that.
Yeah.
I was, yeah.
Aflac.
Aflac all of a sudden showed up.
Yeah.
Seems to be in everybody's,
Yeah.
idea
Stallnaker.
of getting help.
Stallnaker from the Houston County says the county chose to average the two fees and charge employees through the year. Over the year, employees will pay $65 for each covered family member. Stallnaker says it quickly adds up for a family of 4 or 5. Well, yeah, if you have 4 people, they have to pay $65 a piece. Yeah, you're talking about $260 per family.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be a nightmare ticket, Cruz Palin ticket. But you never know. The way everything's going, America, I don't know. Well, Chris Christie won, of course.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he won New Jersey
For governor?
for governor.
Okay.
And I think part of the reason is because he's approachable kind of guy.
Well, yeah.
I don't know if that's such a good thing. You know.
Trailer Trash says Chris Christie will be the next POTUS president of the
think
United
so?
States.
Everybody says that he will be.
Yeah.
That's kind of unconstitutional. But read the document. All politicians are hucksters and hustlers.
I hope he gets down and weight because I don't know if we want to have a big president like Taft. I mean, dude was 350 pounds and over 6 feet tall. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't want to hear any stories about the president getting stuck in the White House bathroom. Like Taft, he got stuck in the bathtub. Twice.
Well, like Bush, who couldn't get out of the room. Remember when he was locked? He's like,
Well, see, that's the thing. We don't need any obese presidents or any GED presidents like the predecessor.
Yeah, he is an approachable fat bastard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got a temper on him. He's a bit of a hothead. And what happens? Could you imagine what he would be like in a room with these hoo-has out in that other part of the world that
Middle East?
That's always in mayhem. Middle East and Africa, all those places.
Yeah.
They're all in mayhem.
Yeah.
I don't know. He doesn't pull an Elvis in the White House in the John. This man has pulled so many tricks. I believe he's going for dictatorship, following the footsteps of Hitler. Who are you talking about, Bean?
He's talking about Barack.
Oh, come on, please.
I don't know, Bean.
That's a little over the top.
I know you disagree, but come on. I think your sheets were showing on that one. If you get my drift, I'm just saying with that one.
Oh,
I'm just saying.
My God!
I think your
Anyway,
sheets are
people, listen. Some people go off the keister. You had this guy shoot up a mall because of his conspiracy theory mindset. Well, look. Maybe you know something. Maybe you are what they call a genius amongst all of us idiots who are blind to everything in sight. However, you could be wrong. Do you ever think of that? There's a possibility that you just could be all wrong. It's a good theory, but you could be wrong. There is no conspiracy. We're all scaring ourselves to owning guns and all this shit. It's all propaganda. The world has been in chaos for thousands of years. There's nothing new now, except that we all know about it through internet. But yes, a bear does shit in the woods. And yes, when a tree falls, it does make noise. We know the answer to that. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course it does.
We know the answer to why everybody's all caught up. More availability of all the bullshit that people are thinking. Before you thought it, and God help us if we could read the minds like we can today of the people during the time of Jesus, let's say. Oh, think it was bad then? Would have been worse. I wear no sheets and don't like that term.
Well, guess what? I don't like when people compare the Holocaust to Jim Crow, especially even though ironically speaking, Hitler did get the idea of concentration camps from Jim Crow. I'm just saying,
No. Okay.
Because the disparity like between the blacks and whites living in the American South, but that's all.
I have no clue where this is going too much. We're just kind of coasting it along like Ellen DeGeneres. Anyway, I was talking about Jim Crow. We all get it. We need healthcare reform. Does mandating the Americans buy a specific product accomplish this? Maybe. Yeah, it could. It could. If we all work together. Don't abuse the system. Then again, don't let the system abuse the people.
Yeah.
Like insurance companies, where they were abusing. I mean, really, folks. How many folks really have health insurance? It's almost a luxury. So it's a luxury. Can't afford that. So the fact that the government's not going to provide some way of getting it is a good idea to me. That's it. We had to deal with it. Yeah. Anyway, yes, but those camps were POW camps. Don't compare, right? Not camps meant to exterminate certain races. The ones in the South. Republicans hate Hollywood, yet their favorite U.S. president.
What's the difference,
was an
Trailer
actor.
Trash? What's the difference? They're still bad. They're still bad, okay?
Obama's dream is to be a dictator.
Hey, he's gonna be he's a lame duck president.
Yeah,
Either
and his dream
impeach
was
him
to
or
be
what?
president. If you
Okay.
consider a president a dictator, then that's on you. You know? I mean, think about it. George Washington, who, by the way,
And
owned
Reagan
tons of
didn't.
slaves,
And Reagan didn't.
was a
please.
general. He was out there killing people for a living. That was his, that's what he was. He was a warrior. General, out there killing people. Annihilating people.
Yeah,
Nobody's calling him a dictator.
exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
I don't get it.
Like people just try.
Nobody called him a dictator in his day.
Exactly.
You know? So why Obama? Why is Obama a dictator?
Gee, I wonder why. But anyway,
Because he's got to work with a screwed up government that was more screwed up before he even got it.
mm-hmm.
Maybe he's a little naive. Maybe he's a little bit high strung on the optimism. But please, I mean, you know, trying to do the
Okay.
right thing in a chaotic world that's so abstract in some cases, and in others so schizophrenic, where people get mad, the hell with you, damned if you do, damned with you if you don't attitude. They don't believe anybody. Politicians are screwing up. But meanwhile, they don't realize that they themselves, the people, play to this shit, and then they, you get guys like Cruz and all these other morons getting in, causing even more problems with a already problematic government that we have. Not just Obama. Obama's one guy. He's got to deal with that whole Congress, a bunch of old men, white men that are racist. Young men that are racist.
Yes.
You got blacks in there that are racist against
Well,
whites.
yes.
I mean, come on. It's a cesspool.
It's total cesspool.
A cesspool
it's
of bad ideas
It's
and
a
bad politics.
madhouse. It's a madhouse. Speaking of which, I got a Ed sent me
Yeah,
a
he has
story.
only limited amount of power. He's like a puppet. Everybody says, oh, he has no power. But then when shit goes wrong, oh, he has the power to do something. You can't have it both ways,
Exactly.
folks.
You can't have
You
your
can't
cake
call
and
him
eat
a
it too.
puppet. Oh, he's such a puppet. He's full of shit. He's got nothing, no power. It's you can't say that about him and then nickel and dime him over here on decisions that he makes or doesn't make.
Okay.
I mean, you can't have it both ways. That's what I call schizophrenia. Trying to justify either way. You never
You got the
win.
news, Derek.
You just never win with some
Okay.
people.
Anyway, this is from chicksontheright.com. Basically, was saying that a story goes that if you run a stop sign, get ready to be anally violated. Can you believe that? This
Say
could-
again?
Says, say if you run a stop sign, get ready to be anally violated. I think this almost qualifies almost as the wing dang doodle of the hour.
Is that a true story? I never heard of that.
Well, according to this story on Channel 4, WKOB, it says basically says that this guy. Yes. Where
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
It's kind of a pain in the ass for him.
Yeah, exactly. It says basically David Eckert is a regular motorist, Joe Schmo. He finished up his shopping at Walmart, neglects to come to a complete stop at a stop sign, a rolling stop, what they call it, and pulling out of the parking lot of Walmart. The cop stops him. The cop observes David Eckert seemingly clenching his butt cheeks, deciding his probable cause to suspect that Eckert is hiding drugs in his behind. He detains Eckert and obtains a search warrant to allow for an anal cavity search. You know, you could have played the video if you had the access. Oh, you do? You can't play the video? Oh, well, then go ahead and roll the
Here
video.
we go. This is another civil right being violated.
A minor traffic stop, but
What
the
do you
next
call
16
this?
hours would turn into a humiliating violation of a New Mexico man's body by police and doctors.
For On Your Side investigator Chris Ramirez found a case that had us asking, is law enforcement in one community going way too far? A warning, the contents of this story are not suitable for children.
It's terrifying. I mean, it's absolutely a nightmare. Shannon Kennedy is a civil rights attorney, and when you hear this story, you'll understand why a New Mexico man called her for help.
I mean, it's absolutely unimaginable that this could happen in America.
Here's the story. Lordsburg resident David Eckert was shopping at this Walmart in Demi. When he left the parking lot, he didn't make a complete stop at the stop sign as he merged into traffic. Police stopped him. What happens next is documented in medical reports, police reports, and now a federal lawsuit.
They say that when he stepped out of his car, he was standing in a manner that looked as if he was clenching his buttocks.
That's right. Suddenly, this was no longer a minor traffic stop. It was an investigation into Eckert's buttocks. Police note that a drug dog alerted to a possible odor of drugs on Eckert's car seat. And so, police concluded Eckert might be hiding drugs in his anal cavity. The report showed Deming police held Eckert in custody while they secured a warrant signed by a judge allowing the search of his anal cavity. A lawsuit states police took him to the Deming emergency room at Members Hospital, but a doctor there told police he wouldn't perform the search because it was ethically wrong. Next stop, the Gila Regional Medical Center in Silver City, where doctors there agreed to help. And here's where things go badly for Eckert, very badly. According to court records and medical charts, first, doctors x-rayed Eckert, then penetrated his rectum with their fingers, then performed another exam with their fingers. Doctors then gave Eckert 3
Digital
enemas
penetrators.
and forced him to defecate in front of them while they searched his stool. All of these things done without consent. All of them finding nothing. But it didn't stop there. Doctors performed a second x-ray. Then they sedated Eckert, prepared him for surgery, and performed a colonoscopy.
Ugh.
This animation shows how far the scope goes as it travels through the anus, rectum, colon, and into the intestines.
Look at that.
Eckert protested each medical procedure.
Anal penetrators.
Thought that they could do this to a man in our
Shit, they
country
could check
is
everything all the way
terrifying.
down your
I
hole.
mean, our community should be outraged, and the public has a right to know about this so that they are aware when they're traveling through that part of our state to be careful and to be on
Anal
guard.
There's a
penetrators.
line right here, and it's important because this line separates Luna County from Grant County.
Shut
One
up,
more time,
Mohammed.
it's important. Luna County,
can't hear this
Grant
when you
County.
talk.
It's important because this search warrant
Very low.
was only good in Luna County, but all of those medical procedures happened over here in Grant County. We took all of this to the chief of Deming Police. In terms of just being able to sit down and just chat for a few minutes, would you have a couple minutes right now to do that? No, sir. Anything?
Wow. Make sure you stop at the stop
They
signs.
can't hear him. Let them listen.
Okay, yeah, we can contact
You
them.
drowned it out.
Just one question. As the police chief of Denton, what reassurances could you give people that when they come through your town, that they're not going to be abused or violated by your police officers?
We follow the law in every aspect and follow procedures and protocols that we have in place.
And do you think, in your own opinion, as the chief of police here, do you think that those officers in this particular case did that?
Sir, I'm going to refer that one to the attorney as well due to the ongoing litigation, okay?
In an email, Tony Ortiz wrote, he won't comment, but added that the city of Deming will prevail in this matter. Now, you might expect administrators here at Gila Regional Medical Center to defend their doctors, maybe even defend patient care here. Turns out they're not. Instead, they're issuing
Why is the video
no
so long?
comment, saying that this is a pending litigation matter and they're not going to comment on it.
And this is like something out of a science fiction film. Anal probing by government officials and public employees.
Let's talk about your client today. We were supposed to meet with your client, and then at the last minute, he backed out of our interview. How come?
He's terrified. He's absolutely terrified that he's living in a community where police
Did
are
they do it to her too?
arrest people traveling through this community and people who live there. Basically,
What is this all about?
unchecked.
How long
It
does this
started
video
with
go
a
for?
traffic violation, and you may think
Moving
it
on.
ended with 8 anal medical procedures, but there's one more thing. The Gila Regional Medical Center billed Eckert for those procedures and is even threatening to take him to collections if he doesn't pay. Chris Ramirez, for
Yeah, they're gonna
Wow.
charge him too for all that work.
Isn't that a done messed up deal, boy?
Yeah, you're right,
Do you
guys.
think
You're gonna have to
Obamacare's
Google
gonna
that.
cover that?
You're right. You're gonna have to Google it. I don't remember where the link is.
I got the link. I'm going to go ahead and put it on here just in
Yeah.
case you guys want to check that out. That
Check
is-
it out for yourself.
That is definitely a huge wing dang doodle right there.
All right, so now they're allowed to go up your ass like that with a pipe in your rear end with a camera. Is that what they're doing?
Well, I guess in this particular city, in this particular town, I guess so.
Yeah.
Just because you get a rolling stop at a Walmart, and then, but the thing is, how the guy was.
How did it get there though? How did it escalate to the point where you would normally get a warning from a police officer, and now you're getting anally probed? How does that go
according to
from
the police officer, the guy said it looked like when he was sitting down, the motorist, Mr. Eckert, it said that he looked like he was clenching his butt cheeks or something, like he was
Maybe
sitting.
he had hemorrhoids.
Well, yeah, exactly. The thing about hemorrhoids, first of all, how do you know? How can you see a person's butt just like that, just like that, and you sitting down? You know,
They said the dog alerted them to something too.
the dog alerted him.
The cop said that's how. Okay, the cop said that he shoved drugs up his ass, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what proof did he have of that?
He had no proof.
He had none, zero
But,
proof.
In other words, what they did was, and they didn't go through all these tests to prove he had nothing in his system.
Wow.
Yes, the medical center which subjected him to all
It
this
was
is
a pain in the ass.
literally not in the county where the warrant was issued. Whoop says even if it had been, it expired at 10 p.m., which was 3 hours before the colonoscopy occurred.
Right.
So basically, they had no proof of all.
No
whatsoever.
justification.
No
to do
justification at all. None
that. And
at
this
all.
was where?
I was
If it was a border state, I could see why. I hate to say it. I'm not justifying. I'm just saying I can see why the extreme. Texas?
basically it's Channel 4 on KOB. I'm gonna look the site, see what Channel 4 KOB is.
Does anybody know where this happened? Anybody off the top of their head? Yeah.
Okay.
Well, who the hell knows?
Looking for
Well,
Channel B. Okay, Albuquerque,
Albuquerque,
New Mexico. Yeah.
It's a border state, no?
Yeah, he was leaving a Walmart though, man. Come on.
Yeah, it's a
Leaving
Walmart.
Walmart. He ran just by the stop sign. Everybody does that.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I could understand if it was like a gun store or something like that or whatever, but even still, I mean, as far as the
He's got a
dog.
fucking lawsuit.
Oh yeah, he's got a lot. He's
Well,
gonna
let's see
get
what
that.
happened. This is like the Amadou Diallo case in New York. Remember him?
Yeah.
Amadou Diallo is the guy that they shoved the plunger up his butt. Remember him?
No. That's Diallo was the one that got shot 41
Oh,
times.
that's
by
right. That's
police.
right. No,
You're talking about Abner Lawima.
Abner Lawima.
Abner Lawima, yes.
He got Lawima.
Yes, he was. They took a broomstick or a plunger in
That's
his
right.
in his
That's
butt.
So this happens. Or it's happened. It's no new. Except now they're justifying it by issuing this whole order on it's poly drugs. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, but the thing is, how can a person know that his butt cheeks are clenching when he's sitting down? I mean, unless he's like driving like a car that's like Wonder Woman's invisible jet, where like you can see through everything. How does he know? You know?
Here's an irony. Here's an irony. The reason why I'm here in Macon, Georgia was because initially I came to visit a friend of mine, my old roommate in New York, Donna Verona, my old roommate. His mother lived in Warner Robins, and I came to Macon to go see her in the hospital because she had a colonoscopy done that was done bad.
Right.
They perforated her intestine.
Oh.
Next thing you know, she died, and she never left the hospital. She died in the hospital. And I was here during the time that she was sick, and then for her funeral. Both times I came to Macon, Georgia. It's the only reason why I came here. And then after that,
You
I
had a
had
friend that
met
was
the church
dying.
minister, and then they asked me to come and this and that for a project they were spurring off here in Macon.
Yeah.
But in any case, initially I came here for that reason. Even colonoscopies are dangerous. You gotta. That's why people don't get them often. They're afraid to. Those things, if they don't know what they're doing, they could really kill you by perforating your one of your intestines or your colon. Who the hell knows? They're shoving this gigantic thing up your rear end. It's not, something that's natural. They're really invading your body.
Yeah, it's really terrible.
Yeah, and she died anyway. She died because of it.
I don't mean to go put a curveball in this, but
Yeah,
I just
no,
want to. I had some news. I forgot to even say something about this, but yesterday I got some news from my cousin, my old neighbor Richard Milton. His mother Thelma who was in the hospital this past weekend. She died yesterday of kidney failure, I believe. It's the same thing that my friend last year, Chucky Williams, died of. Basically just kidney failure. I don't know whether or not she was a diabetic like Chucky was, but if you have diabetes, basically it does wreak havoc on your kidneys among other body parts. So just
So she died of what?
Kidney failure, I think.
Yeah.
Because she said she had some kidney problems. So my condolences to the Milton family, and Richard, if you happen to be watching, I'll take care, man. I'll probably be seeing you later today.
What's up, knucklehead?
Pay my respects.
Anyway, of course, Anthony always walks in at the opportune time when Derek is talking about someone's death, and Anthony comes in right.
Yeah, what's up, boogity 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 boogity? Yeah.
This it's almost as good as going to the losers' lounge, but it's not quite the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up, Ant?
What's going on, man?
We're here on the morning roast, talking about colonoscopies, cameras up your butt, and a lot of other great things. Oh, and death.
Yeah, death. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about this guy who got stopped at a Walmart for a rolling stop, and they thought he was hiding drugs up his behind.
So they shoved the camera up his butt.
A colonoscopy, yeah.
And a colonoscopy. Yes, by the way, I'm going to be there on Sammy's Jr.'s anniversary of his death.
Mm-hmm.
We've got to put out the call out, make sure that people show up to remind people that it's not over.
Yeah.
Clayton Sutton is still on the force.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to know what he's been up to.
Oh, yeah.
We really don't know what he's been up to.
Mm-hmm.
What has he been doing?
Ew.
And if he's got his uniform on and he's strolling the streets of Macon-Bibb County, like anyone else, I want to know where.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. Don't want to run into him. Yeah, he's hunting and eating donuts, he said. I hope so. Let him eat all he wants.
Well, yeah. Speaking of another story, I have to talk about this because this really got my goat yesterday when I was reading about this story.
Okay.
This has happened in...
Got your goat.
Yeah, this happened in Springfield, Virginia, right here. Now, an unarmed man refused to leave his house. This talk about something that's Junebug-esque or, Oscar Grandish. Unarmed man refused to leave his own house after his girlfriend dumps him, and he's shot dead by a SWAT team. A SWAT team. John Gear was a guy who worked on sinks and stuff. He was a plumber, I guess, building sinks by trade. And a paramilitary force, a SWAT team, was dispatched to a townhouse after a woman reported a domestic dispute between her and her boyfriend. When her boyfriend stubbornly chose to stay inside his home, police shot him and drove an armored truck through his front door. Now, in this story, basically, John Gear's girlfriend, John Gear is a 46-year-old kitchen designer and installer. An installer was told by his girlfriend that she decided to leave and it's over. We're breaking up. The couple had 2 daughters together, 13 and 17. And he was so ticked off since she left. Basically, she forgot to take her stuff, and he started throwing her stuff out. Now, after this had happened, she basically called the police, which eventually they called the SWAT team. Why they called a SWAT team, I do not know. Now, the guy was unarmed, but get this. She said that He's not violent, but he does carry a gun. That made and supposedly gave them the reason to get the SWAT team. 4:30 afternoon, Gill still barricaded inside his home. Police used their $250,000 armored Lenco Bearcat to drive a long battering ram through the front door. SWAT team members made entry and ultimately found Gear deceased in his home. So basically they
A
had...
little over the top.
Yeah, I mean, they basically just drove a mini tank through the front door of his house at a cul-de-sac. Basically, they invaded Knots Landing, so to speak. They invaded his home with a tank, and then they had a sniper to shoot him. So I'm still trying to figure out why all of this, because they were breaking up. Because had the genders been reversed, it's like, hey, my
More
girl.
police power abuse.
Yeah.
Hero man.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, the thing if it was the other way around. I mean, I'm not condoning any side, but the thing was, if that would have been a dude and someone was throwing his stuff out of her house, and they said, and police like, hey, she's kicking me out. Do you live it? Yeah, but do you own the house? No. Well, you better find a hotel. That's, I mean, the bottom line. But the thing is, it's straight. It was just, there was no reason for that anyway, to get a SWAT team. And you know what? And even his dad said, look, wasn't even necessary. He wasn't even armed.
Well, and that's true. ATT's breaking out with a BX does not warrant a SWAT team. Yeah. I invited you to join the marijuana awareness. Megan, did you get the invite? I didn't see it. I've been on Facebook. I only saw your post.
Here's the link right there about that particular story, about this unarmed man refuses to leave his home. And this is really just mad. That's why this is why you always wonder why I don't want to get married, because they got to change the law because of that stuff right there. It goes out of hand. This girlfriend who's leaving him all of a sudden has the nerve to get mad that he kicks her out of his house. He takes her stuff out and just to get back at her. She calls police over and says a fake domestic dispute, and they come with a SWAT team and stuff.
You must have said some shit to him.
Yeah,
I will, and I'll check it.
Yeah, she said that he was making me afraid.
And by the way, just be careful what you join on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
You may wind up with a tank up your ass in front of your house.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
This whole joining the marijuana awareness thing may sound trendy and cutting edge to some, but it could get your ass in trouble. So I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I don't want no tanks on my rolling up on my freaking lawn over here.
Yeah. And the thing is, a lot of and I just happened to read this.
But I'll check it. I didn't see it. Go ahead.
It's just really scary that the thing is that a lot of people wonder why I have like these fear of meeting the wrong person, because of little stuff like that. When you escalate and have an argument, that is what happens. And basically says, where it says, I remember what was this guy? He was saying that it's thing is, it shouldn't even have to get started,
doesn't it?
Yeah, it does edges me, because the thing is, here's the thing. They were breaking up. She says she's leaving him. He takes her stuff out of their house.
Was he a black guy?
No, he was a white guy.
Oh.
He was a white guy. That's what surprised me. And that's what really surprised me is that, and just to get back at him for kicking her out of his house, which she said she was leaving him anyway. Like, do you honestly believe that if you broke up with somebody,
she made him look out to be a maniac?
Well, yeah, man, look like a maniac, wrongly so. And
they do that all the time.
Yeah, the thing is, but it doesn't need a freaking SWAT team to get somebody out. In fact, he was already at home, so they had no reason to be knocking on his door anyway. I'm already at home. You should be arresting that chick for basically making a false charge on bringing you here.
Yeah.
That's the sad part about it. And the thing is, she's gonna sue, which means that, hey, sue. You didn't have to kill him, yeah, but you didn't have to call the police. You just should have got to a Motel 6.
That's what they have the courts for. I mean, I guess that's how the courts make money.
Yeah, she's still gonna make money because she's gonna sue. But the thing is, she probably thought that, well, you could just beat his ass, just don't kill him, And the thing is, and plus, since he's the father of their two daughters, yeah. She probably wanted, she probably just wanted
All right,
to beat him
moving
out
on.
and just get child support. But still,
Moving
it's still
on.
right. It's
Still
messed
too
up.
depressing.
Well, it is.
Let's talk a little bit about good news. Macon City Council agreed on Tuesday to buy land in Mid-City Square for the proposed Mid-City Square at the corner of 2nd and Pine Street. You know what that is, Anthony? The resolution to allow the purchase of 3 available corner parcels passed 14-1 with Elaine Lucas opposed. Mid-City Square is one feature of Mayor Robert Ricketts' plan to turn 2nd Street into a pedestrian-friendly commercial corridor linking downtown to major employers. The square, 2 blocks from the medical center of Central Georgia, would include a central green space, about 57,000 square feet of apartments, retail space, offices, and hotels in L-shaped developments on each corner, according to tentative plans. 3 of the corner lots are now up for sale. The 4th is occupied by Wilson Electric Company, and the owner, Roger Wilson, says he does not want to move. So there's a little bit of a snag there, I guess. The current proposal does not include a timetable for buying Wilson Electric. And they're saying in July, the council approved a contract with Johnson to run a snack bar dubbed JT's Doghouse Grill after Council President James Sinley, who frequents that course. I guess James Sinley allowed this guy to get there. The deal lets Johnson operate it rent-free for 1 year. And this is at the Bowden Golf Course. Where is that?
Bowden Golf Course?
Yeah, the Bowden Golf Course.
I want to say somewhere in North Macon or something like that.
Yeah. Not only that, the guy gets a deal where he gets rent for free for the first year. Soon after, wait a minute. Yeah, he gets rent free for 1 year with a subsequent annual rent set at 10% of his first year's revenue. Soon afterwards, the council directed the 6 to fix the ventilation system in the snack bar. So they passed some stuff before they're going. The rebuilding Macon will get $120,000 from the United States Department of Housing and Development grant to do minor home repairs for 60 elderly, disabled, or low-income homeowners, mostly in South Macon. So there's money for that. And Rebuilding Macon Executive Director Deborah Collins said the money will keep about 20 volunteers working weekly. Ongoing efforts include rebuilding a wheelchair ramp and replacing a hot water heater. Macon Police won permission to shift $1,600 from one budget line to another in order to fix a glass door, toilet, and air conditioner compressor at various police facilities. So all this stuff was being passed, money being doled out, and projects to be commenced. Shit's moving. What do you think of that, Anthony, running for mayor? What do you think of that? What do you think of the money being proposed in the 2nd Avenue rebuilding the medical center? What do you think, Derek? You think that's going to bring jobs to the city?
It better. It's certainly better. I mean, we need some type of rebuilding of the infrastructure as much as possible. I mean, just to even compete with the other cities within the state, let alone other states.
Yeah.
And we need it.
Oh, Anthony said he doesn't care. We'll have some shit to do. I mean, in the new areas being rebuilt, maybe By the way, those houses that they put, that they moved over to Oblong Road, Oglethorpe.
Yeah.
On Oglethorpe. I thought those houses were going to be part of the college. Instead, they're selling them to average people. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. and will be a DB's first arrest.
Yeah, Aunt might like the anal probe. You'd like that anal probe, wouldn't you, Aunt?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, anyway. Yeah, what else is in the news, Derek?
Also in the news, at least within the city, local news, we have a Milledgeville mayor wins re-election.
Very good, Milledgeville.
Yes, Milledgeville. In Milledgeville, current mayor Richard Bentley beat former mayor John Grant. The unofficial results show 880 people voted for Bentley and 259 for Grant.
That's good.
Bentley has been the mayor for 8 years. He said it's very humbling that there's still work to be done, and his first priority is to create jobs.
Yeah.
He says that we've been affected disproportionately by the recession with the state losses that we've suffered and the manufacturing losses that we've had, said Bentley. And secondly, we want to be creative in doing that, and we're going to have to reinvent ourselves and redirect our efforts in order to do that. Mayor candidate Grant said that when he got the results, he was disappointed, but not surprised because he didn't campaign at people's homes. He is, however, happy that he made an impact on some people. But unfortunately, only 20%, however, only 20% of the 5,900 registered Milledgeville voters came out.
Wow.
20% of the
20%.
voters.
20% made the choice for everybody else. So if he's a bad mayor, I don't want to hear shit.
Yes.
20% of the people. Anyway, that's a low turnout. That's
Yeah,
terrible.
very low. That's almost as bad as yeah, almost bad as Megan. Yeah.
Well, right now, up in the north, of course, the mayor is Mayor de Blasio.
Mm-hmm. Of who? Of
He's the
New York?
guy that has the kid with the big afro.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he's famous for. He's got the multiracial family.
Oh, I see.
And he's very, very liberal. Very liberal. So he's going to go from, they say Bloomberg was a Republican, but in fact he was a Democrat. He was a Republican, but he left the party a long time ago. And he was a Democrat in the beginning and then turned Republican, only to go back to Democrat. So the city's really been Democratic, but they don't consider it that. They always considered it being Republican because even if Bloomberg did turn independent, he was still very Republican. Mm-hmm. Stand your ground laws, all that shit, that's all more Republican flavor.
Yeah.
So now New York City's going to be back to the Koch years. He's going to be more like Koch.
Oh, really?
Was,
wow.
yeah. Yeah, I think so.
That's something. That is something right there.
Mayor Koch. He was good on the People's Court.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little time that he had. I wonder how many think it is the federal government's responsibility to house, feed, and medicate its citizens. What do you believe we hire the government to do? Well, a lot of people are bitching and moaning about government until it's shut down. Then everybody saw how much we need it.
Wow.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
I guess that means it's time for a break. It's 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time.
Wow, that's it. 9
It's
o'clock.
56 degrees in Macon, Georgia, with a high of 76 and a low of 56.
Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, son.
Yeah, I'm hoping
Get
for
that
that.
finger out of your ear. You don't know that.
Well, I'm hoping for that, Aunt.
Yes. Well, it's 9 o'clock and it's...
That's ODing on his
Yep.
sound bites again.
Yes, don't go away. Don't leave. Don't touch that remote or computer mouse. You're watching the Morning Roast live from the Nut House. We'll be right back.
Yeah, here we go.
What's going on? You guy's an actor.
Mm-hmm.
It was staged.
Staged?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. This kind of messed up, man.
So what's the point
Not
of
the
that
first
whole
and the
thing?
last
That whole.
time.
What's the point of the video?
Well, basically, it was just seemed like it was a setup, I guess, kind of. And
Like a Derek Shapiro film.
yeah.
Whatever.
Doesn't have any reasoning.
Ah.
Any of it.
Whatever.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Anyway, your government lies to you 24/7. Well,
yes, it's
fine.
yes, we're
won't be breaking down.
yes, we got it. Yes, it's in the second hour of the Morning Roast with Irv and DB, And it is, believe it or not, it is 9:11 a.m. 9:11 Eastern time in Macon, Georgia. It's 56 degrees outside Macon with a high of 76 and a low of 56 degrees right here.
Well, it's 9/11. Nice number.
Yeah.
Whatever. Go ahead, Anthony. Spell it all out.
Ooh.
Yeah, there you go. Let's look at that. Thank you, Anthony.
Yeah.
I like having those cue cards given to me.
Wow.
Oh, how's Axel? Oh, check it out. I wanted to open up the next segment with Axel on the bed. Axel's laying out on the beautiful bed. She won't go in the cage. He won't go in the cage yet. I'm not going to force him in the cage. Yeah. Yeah, he's a sweetheart. I woke up and there he was on the bed, all comfy. I went to put the cover on and he wouldn't get out. It's like I'm moving the bed a little bit so he would get up and he wouldn't move.
I like the new bed, right?
And then finally I got him off. He went to his corner looking at me all pissed off or maybe scared or I don't know. I don't know what his emotion. I have an autistic dog, I'm telling you. Sorry, I don't mean to put that way, but it's true. Yeah, but he's beautiful.
Yeah,
The best pit bull in the world is that pit bull.
Right.
He beats all other reasoning that people say bad things about pit bulls. This dog is heavenly. It's a heavenly pit bull.
Yeah, a lot of, yeah. He's
my doggy goes wherever my wife and I go, wherever he sleeps, our Petey does.
Yeah. Well, like Master Meatball says, it's an artistic dog, and he's got good aim, too.
Yeah, maybe you're right, Anthony. He said no, the dog is normal. Everyone else in the house is autistic.
He had perfect aim that day.
Yes.
Yeah, you know, I hate to say it, but Anthony may be right. Yeah.
Oh, man.
On that one, I'll...
you need to get rid of that picture, man, because that looks kind of just... Ew. Yeah, just...
yeah. Oh, Lord. Anyway, so, yeah. I would say that. This is the doghouse, after all. Not so much the nut house, but the doghouse. Yeah. We have the original dog.
Wow.
That's playing with his buttons over there. You see how crazy this is?
Yeah.
It's totally insane.
Yeah.
This is the world we live in.
Speaking of, there are more elections. We talked about.
Wait.
I want to talk at once.
Okay. Well. Since we talked about elections, the last one.
We are completely insane.
About Chris Christie and New Jersey
Fat Job and who else?
And the Milledgeville mayor was reelected.
Yeah, De Blasio became mayor of New York City.
Yeah. Matter of fact, there's a runoff for Warner Robins mayor. And guess what? In other news, in Georgia news, Atlanta Mayor Kasim Reed has been elected to a second term in Atlanta, Georgia, defeating three little-known challengers as he continues to raise his profile, overseeing a key city in the South. Preliminary elections resulted in Reed winning another 4-year term in yesterday's election.
I'm laughing at Anthony.
Okay.
He's just going off.
What does
Well,
it says Atlanta resident Timothy White, age 26, said he voted for Reed because crime rates have fallen.
Come on over here and fuck me up the ass. I'm not home.
Sound like the. Never mind. The police officer at Walmart.
Oh,
jeez.
I'm not homosexual.
Reed hasn't been immune to criticism. Open government advocates have challenged him over a plan to use public financing to help support a new Atlanta Falcons stadium, however. which we know maybe start where they
All
start.
right, so this guy, Kasim Reed, is back in office.
Atlanta.
Second term. You notice that wasn't such a big deal. That should have been.
Yeah.
That should have been a bigger deal than Chris Christie,
Well,
right?
yeah, right. As far as the state is concerned, yeah. Because
Yeah, it's almost like who's that guy?
yeah, it's sad.
But that happens all over Georgia. It's the same thing here. We're making Georgia. They ought to get more respect than they do. They don't get it. He's a boring mayor. Who wants to be Kasim Reed? I mean, what? You need a better name.
Well, you can't. Well, not everybody can change their name to Barack, okay, or Oprah, or
Clarence?
or Clarence.
What do you think, Anthony?
Hey, you knew Clarence.
Kasim Reed, mayor of
Thomas.
Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
He's elected again. So, what is Atlanta going to continue on the same path it's been in the last 20 years, which is an upswing.
Yes. Yes.
A lot of it's had some growth.
Had a lot of growth, especially since the Olympic Games in Atlanta back in '96. A lot of stuff.
And says, I don't care. Well, you may wind up there if this city continues to do what it's been doing.
Yeah. You might want to go to a place where it actually has a skyline or something, you know, where you,
Like they did in Detroit.
The zombie apocalypse.
yeah, the zombie apocalypse. Yes. Yeah. Speaking of zombie apocalypse,
You
good
like
thing you're talking
action.
about, yes. Speaking of zombie apocalypse, Walking Dead actor to perform and play in Macon. This is from Atlanta. This is an Atlanta actor who played in a
There you go. Here, Anthony. Here's one for you.
yes, an Atlanta actor who played a starring role in the first 3 seasons of the TV shows of Walking Dead from A&E is bringing his one-man play to stages in Georgia and Alabama. Robert Iron E. Singleton, who's known as Iron E., who played T-Dog in the first 3 seasons of the AMC show The Walking Dead, will portray 18 characters in Blindsided by The Walking Dead, which goes back to the show The Walking Dead, and also before then he had a part in the Oscar-winning movie The Blind Side, which Sandra Bullock won an Oscar for Best Actress in that movie. Georgia performances are planned for Friday in Athens and Saturday in Macon, November 23rd in Albany, and December 7th in Americus. A Birmingham, Atlanta performance is set for November 16th. The play tells the story of how Singleton grew up in Atlanta's Perry Homes housing project during the city's crack cocaine epidemic. The 38-year-old actor, Mr. Singleton, says the play is a work of drama, comedy, dance, spoken word, and rap. So congratulations to Mr. Iron E. Singleton. I actually worked with him when I was when both he and I were at UGA. We were both in a production of Fences, which was an August Wilson play.
Wow.
Those who know, yes.
You know what's so amazing is what Macon really is so known for. It has to do with, dead people. Walking Dead.
Yeah. Yes.
What the hell? We're more famous for our cemeteries.
Yeah.
The cemetery that Greg Allman or whatever, Dwayne Allman and Charles Oakley right here. Wonder should bring up Charles over here. Yeah. Charles fell off the wall over here. But this is just but one guy that's been immortalized here in Macon.
Beautiful.
Take the other one off. Show them up front there. Yeah. Show them. This is Charles Oakley. Mm-hmm. And that is
Greg Allman.
Greg Allman. Yeah, bring it on up.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Bring it on up.
There you go.
There you go. 2 guys, Barry Oakley. Charles Oakley. Whatever.
Yeah, I didn't want to miss stuff.
One of those Oakley guys.
Very good
Oakley
drawings,
Doakley.
by the way. Very good drawings.
Yeah, and good guys. Macon, they're famous, but this is what it seems to be ingrained in the city is this thing of now Walking Dead. They have the Thriller dance, right?
Well, they usually have that on Halloween. Yeah.
So, and then of course in real life, there's a lot of crime and death.
Mm-hmm.
So Macon has got a bit of a death culture in it, doesn't it?
Yeah. Pretty much a death culture, yes.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yes.
Yeah.
Also,
so it seems that you should be calling Irvin DB the narcissist, not me. Yeah. Thank you.
the narcissist. Oh man, you know
we all have a little bit of it.
Well, yeah,
don't we?
yeah, but come on, Tyler, you
You
please.
have a shitload of it, Anthony. You want to know?
You got to be the most modest narcissist I've ever seen. I mean, I'm just saying.
You're a narcissist in a different way.
Yeah. And other
You have a
news-
healthy ego? Yeah, that's like on steroids.
I have a healthy ego.
Some
I
of
believe
it is
that
on
everyone
steroids.
should,
All that caffeine.
yes.
Once you turn 40, nothing matters anymore. It's a coffin sentence. There you go.
Yes.
Thank you, Cherry B. I just love talking about shit that causes chaos, and I cause the chaos. I know.
Yes, obviously. That's why.
If you were in that
I
movie
could say
Thriller, remember Thriller? Was it the
Yeah.
ones where they were all in a room and they showed how they got to hell and that door?
Yeah.
Yeah, Anthony would be the host of that.
Yeah.
Who was? Name of that.
We should
Yeah,
all
it
love
was,
ourselves more than we do. Well, yeah.
We should all love ourselves more than we do. You're right, Anthony.
That is true, because if we loved ourselves, we wouldn't be committing suicide. That's for sure.
Yep.
Or committing any other crime, because we love ourselves not to go
But
to jail.
remember, it is always better to love someone else above yourself. That's honorable,
Well,
as
yeah, that's
opposed to just being selfish. Yeah,
Exactly.
you gotta love yourself. There's no doubt about it. But also, if you're able to do that, you won't be so caught up in trying to
getting into trouble, I guess.
dealing with self.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
Oh,
costume attracted all kinds, and the love of your with, but we should all love ourselves, of course.
yeah. Love the one you're with. Yeah, Muhammad. That's true. That's also true. Oh, in other news, search finds student with knife inside Bibb County High School. So as Bibb County campus found a 17-year-old student with a knife Monday morning during a classroom search at Westside High School.
There we go.
Andrew T. Wheeler, the teenager, was booked into the Bibb County Jail about 2:30 p.m., charged with carrying a weapon on school property. He was later released from the jail with a $5,700 bond, according to jail records. School officials were not sure what time of the school day the knife was found or the size of the knife.
Yeah.
But a campus police officer is stationed at each middle school and high school in the county, and random searches are performed in classrooms periodically, says David Goen, the systems director of risk management. So they had a random search, and they find a knife inside the locker, or at least on the person of Mr. Andrew T. Wheeler.
Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah. Well, they're doing it.
By the way, there's this guy, bring this up, Derek. You like this kind of shit.
Okay.
This guy named Pitbull is going to be hosting the American Music Awards. You heard about that?
Oh, no, I haven't heard
Yeah,
about it. Pitbull, yes.
Pitbull. All right. I looked him up. He's, what is he, Puerto Rican?
He's Cuban. He's from Miami.
Okay. He's bald-headed guy.
Yes.
Kind of looks like a cross between me and Ed.
But much younger.
Bring him up. A guy named Pitbull is going to be a host.
Yes.
Okay, now my question to you is, what the hell did he do? What song does he sing? Or
Well, he has a song
you
called
heard
Dale. What he has a song. He's very famous in reggaeton, which I guess is like Latin-based reggae music.
indie music? Everything's indie.
Well, not exactly indie or independent, but he had or Indian based. But even though he did do a duet with former Miss World and model / actress.
All right, and I'll see you later. Yes, I agree.
He did do a duet with Priyanka Chopra recently this year. But yes, the Pitbull will host the American Music Awards, which will be airing November 24th on ABC. This during Thanksgiving week, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, so he's a Cuban kid, right?
Yeah, it's Cuban kid. Yes, he's a Miami-born rapper. It's going to be Sunday night, November 24th. The Miami rapper will perform his song "Timber" with Kesha during the November 24th award show to air live from Los Angeles on ABC. It was announced yesterday.
Yeah, that's interesting though. I mean, they're putting him up. His name is Pitbull. I just got a Pitbull. Everybody's talking about Pitbull dogs, this and that.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be a reason that whole story has been written out like this.
What, you think is the 19th factor?
Yeah, somewhere. just seems, you know. It's those little things that I notice.
Mm-hmm.
Like these little nuances that actually have connections to each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we call the 19th factor.
Okay.
That there are at least 19 things going on around you. Kind of like, you know, there's all these meteors coming around Earth. You know?
Yeah.
There's all these reasons why things occur.
Exactly.
And that you bear witness to them.
That's very true.
Right.
That's very true.
If you're not there, it doesn't mean it's not happening.
Exactly.
Things are always going on around you. For reasons beyond what we can understand.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Reverend Ray, local guy, Reverend Ray was in the hospital, and I just want to give kudos to him. We've been praying for you. Reverend Ray, of course, if you know, Frank Ray, has been known as a miracle man.
Yes.
I know that he's been, he's a very selfless guy. He's always at City Hall.
Mm-hmm.
And he always tries to talk about, you know, let's focus on the good and the peace. Although I did not agree with him in public and some of the things that he did or said, saying, you know, during the time of the Junebug incident, it wasn't like, you know, it was offensive towards him. It was just I was in a different mindset in terms of, yeah, we got to have peace, but we got to talk about this stuff.
Yes.
We're not going to brush this under the table once again and make it. And I think it's had some impact, his presence.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been around since forever.
Oh, yeah. Since
Everybody knows him and loves him. He's a very humble guy. You know, cool guy.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Actually, so I wish him well.
Yes.
And nothing but blessings to him.
Oh, yes.
For being a great man. I guess a good example, great example of what it means to be a selfless servant.
Yeah,
of the people.
No question about that. Speaking, when you were talking about the 19th factor, you were talking about Pitbull, and you have your own Pitbull and that stuff. Really, they picked him to be the host of the AMAs of Pitbull, who's the 32-year-old Pitbull. His real name is Armando Christian Perez, and he was chosen.
Yeah, ATT just put this up.
Yes. Oh, he did. Okay.
Yeah, he was born January 15th, 1981. That's already banging around. My God.
January 15th. So,
Martin
Luther King's birthday.
Songwriter and record producer.
So how about that? He's actually January 15th. So he and Dr. King shares a birthday. How about that?
Really?
Yes, January, because Martin Luther King was born January 15th, 1929. Yes. Yeah.
You think he's got Dr. King's spirit?
Maybe when he's on the dance floor, maybe, but I'm kidding. But he was chosen in part for his Latino heritage as the AMA celebrate the 25th anniversary of Gloria Estefan's appearance on the show in the 15th year of the favorite artist Latin category. Gloria Estefan was the first Latino AMA performer on the American Music Awards. And people will be joined in performance by lead nominees Macklemore and Ryan Lewis, who are up for 6 awards, including Artist of the Year, Miley Cyrus, Lady Gaga, Kendrick Lamar, One Direction, Luke Bryan, and Florida Georgia Line.
Yeah.
Look,
I'm not a big fan of these award shows and all that, but I'm going to watch this one because I want to get a feel of what the hottest thing is right now, and I guess this guy is it musically, along with Miley. You know, you're going to expect the regular Miley and all that other bullshit. But this guy, Pitbull, I haven't really seen that guy around.
I've seen him in a while.
But I want to see how he can hold his own in a show, hosting a show.
Yeah. Hosting's
takes
gonna
a
be
lot of
work.
stamina.
Yeah, it
in
takes a
terms
lot of work.
Personality, like being able to hang on to that audience.
And plus, not only that, do it live. That's even more of a
So that should
more
be
of a challenge.
very interesting to look at.
Very interesting.
Now, I could see now, by the way, Kanye West, Mr. Nice Guy now. You notice his whole personality has now changed.
Mm-hmm.
He's more open with the press. He's more give and take. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that had something to do with Kim Kardashian's mother.
Oh, really?
I think she would have stuck her nose in that business and said, look, you got to chill out. You know, you don't need to be so angry.
Mm-hmm.
Some.
Wow.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Calmed his ass down before he gets in trouble. Look what's happened with the other schmo, the one that beat up Rihanna. What's her name? What's his name? Chris Brown.
Yeah, Chris Brown.
Chris Brown.
You know,
Please don't even give me
there's a joke about that,
Yeah.
but
there
I
is.
forgot the punchline.
Actually, I'm not even crazy about it. I don't even like any of them. Chris Brown. I mean, he's
Well, that's what's out there. That's
he's
what
trying to be.
kids are
He's trying.
eating up.
He's trying to be thug as violent or try to have some type of reputation as being some bad boy. And the sad part about it is like, you know, look, he's some tall, lanky kid. You know, good in time. Well, he's not. He won't even be able to make it in prison. I mean, just because you fight somebody, another pretty boy, Drake, you know, no light skin. I mean, like, dude, and you tatted up looking like, you know, Dennis Rodman's love child. I mean, look, calm your butt down and just make some records before you want to make a more reputation of yourself. And Rihanna, I don't even want to talk. I mean, please. I mean,
Yeah.
this is the same woman who got her butt kicked. She was 3 months ago. Remember, she was talking about threatening Chris Brown, the guy that knocked her out over some BS, some type of song. It's like, are you serious? I mean, I don't even look. You're gonna threaten a person? What type of logic is that? You gonna threaten somebody that kicked your ass 3-4 years ago? Seriously? Come on. Don't
Yeah.
get me started.
And speaking of which, you know that girl that survived that Castro guy. Speaking of
Yeah.
Pitbull and Cubans and all that other shit, and women being beaten. And
Castro.
It just so happens that we have an update on that young lady on television where she says that he hung her upside down and off of doors and all that.
Oh yes. That's
Oh my
another
God.
thing. Yes.
That son of a bitch, you know, makes you think is committing suicide.
Was a cop out basically. He cheated on.
About.
Yeah.
But you know, almost like who cared?
I mean, the dude had
To say
1,000
that,
years.
but-
I mean, he had 1,000 years. I mean, come on.
He really was beating up on that young girl.
yeah,
She's petite. She's very small.
Yeah, she's small. She's smaller than you. She's like 4'11", 4'10". Matter of fact, they're going to talk about that on I think on today's Dr. Phil. As a matter of fact.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's where I saw it.
'Cause
I saw the commercial for it, and I'm like, wow, man, that's terrible.
Yeah, it's very terrible. I mean,
Dehumanizing.
very dehumanizing. And those, I mean,
Yeah, that guy needed to die.
oh yeah, no question about it.
Yeah, Dr. Phil is still on TV. Yeah, he is.
Yes, he is.
And he's
Yes,
doing
he
as
is.
great as ever.
He's still on TV.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So why are we locking Michelle Stacy out? Good morning, Michelle. Yeah, we're all over the place. What topic? What does the cock say?
what did the
That was
cock
quick.
say?
Ant is back. Good. Give my love to Heather, the best thing that you're all about. That's the best thing about Anthony, his wife, Heather. She's beautiful. Yeah. And his kids.
It is. Yes.
He's got the cutest kids, I'm telling you. Believe me, during the German Nazi era, your kids would have been great. They would have been fine. They wouldn't have touched. They wouldn't have thought they were Jews or Jewish people.
Yeah, it
They
had
would have
too
gotten
much.
away with it.
Too much says, have you cruised Main Street in your new car yet, DB? Well, you should have saw me over at on the highway Monday evening when we were driving it back from Alpharetta to back to Macon. That was a long drive, about a good 110 miles.
Yeah.
So yeah. It drives really well. Actually, it's a 2006 Chevy.
Well, here we go. He said, that is sweet of you to say, but let's start talking about me now. Okay, well, you.
How's your cat piece hanging? Anyway.
I think there was needles involved in those birds.
There's Derek in his new car.
Here we go. There's Derek's car. This is how he sees his car.
Yeah.
Of course.
It could be a rickshaw, and I'm proud of it.
Believe me, that's how I see a broken down car right now. So desperate for a car.
Yeah, so
This
to get
was
the hell
taken-
out.
This was taken in one of his dreams. And this is another one of his dreams.
Another one. Hello. Yes.
I mean, it looks good, but is it in right proportion? Derek looks like a little teensy-weensy man next to that woman. She looks like a savage beast.
Savage beast.
Well, look at the size of her head and your head, and I don't know. That proportion, right? I'm just saying. It's a lot of woman there, Derek.
Well, I gotta do what I gotta do.
She's Amazon, yeah.
Yeah,
I
so
had so many people ask me
I'll
about
climb
it
that
when
big
I was
booty
struggling.
mountain.
I would say,
Yes.
that is egotistical, don't you think? I had the best reply. There's Anthony's infamous picture being taken in for wearing that pink jacket. How's the
Yes.
jacket,
You're not
Anthony?
kind, yeah. That is a...
That is a great jacket. You have to admit, it makes you look at it.
Yes.
Hard on the eyes.
Yeah, I mean, if you...
Kind of like me. Hard on the eyes.
Yeah, it's kind of makes it look like you're a walking Pez dispenser of that Nerds candy back that you buy at the store.
Now, is that a woman or a guy? I guess that is a woman.
It is a woman,
he's got
'cause it's
no
supposed to
penis.
face it.
It's a woman.
Yeah, exactly. That's a really swole up
This is where it
female
gets
bodybuilder.
creep. Right here.
Man, you're creeping people out.
You know, that looks so real. You could almost get away with that, and people would think he really did that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I got a boner.
Alright.
Oh yeah, speaking of movies and stuff, you know, when you were talking, you know, entertainment, Ed, do you happen to have that story? It was about, I was just happening to check out what they were talking about with, you know, we talk about SWAT team and people using new technology. They're actually talking about a real life Iron Man suit to use from the silver screen to the battlefield. Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Well, go roll and.
Oh, we got a video. This
news
is
footage.
Iron Man being proposed to American soldiers, I guess.
Yes, basically
Iron
using that type of
Man
technology.
Powered suit of
Phase
armor
in
and
warfare.
high-tech weapons help him protect the world. And that is exactly what America's top commando, Admiral William McRaven, wants when his men have to kick down a door.
He has got to open that door, not knowing what's on the other side. He's got to be in a position to be protected as soon as that door comes open.
McRaven has ordered up the Tactical Assault Light Operator suit, better known as the Iron Man suit. The idea? Lightweight armor protection, possibly with battery power flowing through it, to give a soldier extraordinary ability to move faster and operate longer in battle. Former Navy SEAL Chris Eben says the suit can make commandos even better.
It is going to take a super soldier, a SEAL, a Green Beret, a Delta Force guy, and push him into a stratospheric level. What people don't realize is all these technologies exist already, but they exist separately. So they're taking them all and they're putting them together, and they're adding some pretty cool things like liquid armor that becomes hardened in a millisecond.
There are plenty of ideas. Imagery from drones or satellites overhead right into the helmet visual display. Boots that generate electricity with every step a soldier takes, and flexible head-to-toe protection so troops can move closer to the enemy.
If they can work out the bugs and get it to where it's functional and it's going to take a group of guys that are already extremely high functioning on the battlefield and make them completely unstoppable.
McCraven wants the first version of an Iron Man suit within a year. For Out Front, Margaret Starr, The Pentagon.
All right. Well,
Yes, there you have it. Let's talk about some technology.
well, I guess they're gonna do that. It looks like a football player. Like they're gonna kind of emulate all that shit, the shoulder pads. But
The helmet
how is
part.
it gonna be? You gotta really train these guys. They kind of can't be eating donuts all day.
Well, of course not. Of course
They gotta
not.
be able to carry that shit on.
Yeah, well, you have to. I'm sure they have to because, I mean, the average soldier, they're already carrying like 30 to 80 pounds, maybe almost 100 pounds of equipment on their backs already.
Right.
That's notwithstanding their rifle.
Well, the vests are pretty heavy.
Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
What do vests weigh? Just a vest, and then I guess they're gonna have
I'd say
shoulders,
at least 10 to 15
legs.
pounds, I guess, just
How
for
they
the
gonna
vest.
do it? It's gonna be all plastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, save me one of those shirts, Ann. I would like to see that tomorrow.
I still have a couple of who has Anthony B. Harris shirts left. I printed 12. And sold and sale, but 2 away. Go to YouTube and enter DARPA.
Huh. Suite is like a hotel suite. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, that is true. You're right about that.
Well, that's sweet. All right, next.
Got any news?
See that? You gave away 10, Anthony. I never got one. Oh. Yeah. Okay. All right. What else? Oh. It's time for sports, no?
Yes, it's time for sports.
Speaking of boring, all right?
Yes.
Let's go to sports.
Yeah,
Okay.
speaking of Irving, whatever. We'll go down to sports. Spurs, just want to talk about LeBron. Excuse me. Welcome to sports, everyone. Just want to go ahead and say to start that some news about LeBron James. He is becomes the fifth player to score 10 plus points in 500 straight games as the Heat beat the Raptors 104-95. That's got to be an incredible story, incredible feat right there. The fifth player to score 10 plus points in 500 straight games. So you're talking about close to over just 5,000 points. So in 500 straight games, so that means since there's 82 games in a basketball season, not to mention the games in postseason, you're talking about close to like 5 years, 5 years worth of playing basketball. Even though he's played for like close to 8 years in the pros. But as I said, the Miami Heat defeated the Toronto Raptors 104-95. In other scores of the NBA, you have the Indiana Pacers defeating the Detroit Pistons 99-91. You have the Brooklyn Nets. Yeah, holla at your boys, The Rock. Yes, Jay-Z, who's the minority owner of the Brooklyn Nets, defeated the Utah Jazz 104-88. Charlotte Hornets, about to be the Charlotte Hornets back again, beat the New York Knicks 102-97. Phoenix Suns over the New Orleans team 104-98. The LA Lakers lose to the Dallas Mavericks 123-104. San Antonio Spurs over the Denver Nuggets 102-94. Houston Rockets over the Portland Trail Blazers 116-101. And the Atlanta Hawks finally getting a win over the Sacramento Kings 105-100, and it's a very small. That's what I have for at least on the scoreboard for the NBA. The Bulls-Pacers preview. The Indiana Pacers are going to be playing against the Chicago Bulls later tonight, which you'll be able to see on TNT. Check your local cable listings and see what time the game is playing in your area, in your neck of the woods. Also, in other sports, you have Chicago. You have the LA Clippers versus the Orlando Magic, 7:00 p.m. You have the Washington Wizards versus the Philadelphia 76ers, also at 7:00. Also, Toronto versus Charlotte. The Utah Jazz versus the Celtics at 7:30. The Cleveland Cavaliers versus the Milwaukee Bucks at 8 o'clock. And the Golden State Warriors versus the Minnesota Timberwolves also at 8 p.m. And that's pretty much all the scores, all I have for sports right now. It's a very short sports segment. You can come back now, Irv. Go get your coffee.
Yeah.
Go get your coffee.
So anyway.
Yes, it's a very short thing. I mean, it's very. I mean, NFL's playing. Of course, you know that won't be the new week starts on Thursday. They have a game which will be tomorrow, but that won't start till tomorrow on the NFL Network, followed by the other Sunday games that's going to be playing all on CBS, Fox, and NBC. The Sunday night game, and then closing out with the Monday Night Football game on ESPN. So we'll talk about that later in the week. And NHL, well, we'll get to...
All right, what are we picking up on? Anthony's gone off on some shit. That shit is ugly in my opinion.
About underwear.
I never have, never will... Wait, I never have and never will wear clothing... Wait a minute.
With
this is
designer's
coming
name
from a
on
guy. Are you out of your mind? I never have and never will.
You
wear
could have kept
clothing
that
with
to yourself,
designer's
man.
name on it.
That's you a nasty.
That's ridiculous.
That.
I mean, this is coming from a guy who dresses up in clown outfits and all this shit. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, and
That's
free
funny as
balling.
hell.
Free balling.
If I wear underwear, then I wear Fruit of the Loom because it is not a person's name.
How do we know that Hanes is not a person's name?
You mean you have no Ellen underwear either? Yeah.
No Hanes, no. I mean, I can understand Calvin Klein, but come on, Hanes and Fruit of the Loom. I don't know. So you rather have some
the
fruit?
Hanes underwears are good. The longer version,
Yes.
better than the briefs.
Yeah, I like. I'm starting to like.
Which
Yeah, it's a
one is
boxer briefs. Yeah, those are boxer briefs.
I don't wear Hanes. Okay.
Well, I wear Hanes. They're very comfortable.
You know, this question is important. After all, they did ask Clinton what he wore, right?
So
I wonder what Chris Christie would say if they asked him, "What kind of underwear do you wear?"
Hey! No, just. I'm sorry.
Boxers or briefs? Yeah. What do you think Chris Christie wears? Wears a freaking tent.
Blankets. Yeah, tents. Yeah. I'm kidding, people. I'm freaking tents.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I wear
exactly.
Too much is I wear a jockey.
No, they're gonna ask him that question. I'm telling you, somebody's gonna step up, or they ought to. I put it out there.
If I had one that we called Ants Pants, I would.
Ants Pants, I would wear them. If I had underwear called Ants Pants, I would wear them.
Have a big picture of a big old ant just on it, or with a wife beater.
Penis area. Like
have an ant wearing some shorts and a wife beater.
Yeah, the ant will cover up his penis. Alright, so
yes.
Anyway, what else? Well, you got something called security clearance. What is that?
Well, that was talking about the Iron Man suit.
Oh, the Iron Man.
Yeah, that was quite ingenious. I mean, it was just a matter of time for having. I mean, because some things about science fiction that sometimes turn into science fact. Like, for example, like the cell phones that we used to have. Well, before we had the smartphones, we used to have those flip phones that just made you feel like that you were part of the original Star Trek series. You know, with William Shatner playing Kirk says, "Stardate 25770." Yes, we're on to this brand new, strange in a new land called Newburgh Avenue. Check out the environment and wildlife, the flora and fauna of the existence of this environment. Click out. Click.
Who would have known that so many years later that would be like the norm now?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, who would have thought
those
it would
phones?
Be? Mm-hmm.
They still put them out as one.
Yep. That's very true.
But who would have known? And the picture would be one of those big red ants from Georgia that has hair. Terrible. Yeah, remember Half-Life video game had drones in the game before civilians knew they existed?
Wow.
I don't know anything about that.
How about that?
And you can buy a phone that looks exactly like the original TrekCom. Yeah.
I guess you're gonna be in the line of James Brown. He makes some ants pants. Ant was like, I got ants in my pants and need to dance. Hey!
He's been doing that shit since I met him. And hasn't stopped dancing. He's still up there. He's gonna be in, by the way, The Wizard of Oz.
Mm-hmm.
He is playing the Tin Man.
The Tin Man.
And he's been doing a good thing, I guess.
Yes.
He'll play the Tin Man.
Okay.
Nick Chopper.
Yes, Nick Chopper.
We gotta play that video, Nick Chopper again. That was a great little vid that Ian put out.
Yeah, it was a really
I also
good.
wanted to show the Roasted Cafe video. Remember that?
Oh yeah, the commercial where it
commercial.
did the homage to Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, just to show some of the talent that we have here in Macon, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
There is a hope.
Yes.
You would not hear, but Alice was married to Margarita, his first wife. She put out a magazine called Macon.
Called Me.
It stood for Margarita Alice. No shit.
Well, yeah. Well, Oprah came out with a magazine called O, so go figure.
Yeah. Well. Wow. No shit. Macon called Me. I like that though. It's kind of catchy.
Yeah.
It's all about me. Well, it was all about her. She stood alone, right?
Yes.
He divorced her and he married this new wife that he has.
Yes.
She's very sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Nice lady.
Yes.
Done nothing but be gracious all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, is that egotistical? Yes.
Yes. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I know. Yes, that is, it's like me coming out with a show called The Earth Show.
Yes.
Not going to do that. It's a morning roast. This is like a compilation of three men who have a shit to do.
Mm-hmm.
Shooting the breeze in the mornings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of folks and
like it is.
Shooting the breeze and also talking about the military,
Yeah.
Starbucks is going to hire 10,000 vets and military spouses.
Yeah.
It's the latest big company to announce an aggressive push to hire veterans returning to the civilian workforce. The Seattle-based coffee chain said earlier this morning that it will hire 10,000 veterans and military spouses over the next 5 years. Former Defense Secretary Robert Gates was appointed to the Starbucks board of directors last year. He told CNN's Poppy Harlow that, quote, that we know that many men and women who have served in Iraq and Afghanistan have had a difficult time finding career-fulfilling kinds of positions. Over the next 5 years, another million men and women will come out of the military and enter civilian life. Starbucks Chief Executive Howard Schultz said his company also plans to open 5 stores on or near military bases that will share their profits with the local communities.
Goodbye.
And he added, as a small gesture, quote unquote, it says all vets and their spouses will get a free tall brewed coffee on Veterans Day.
Yeah. There you go.
Yes.
Wow.
So what do you think about that?
Well, let me see. Because a fully trained soldier is going to want to pour coffee for twats in suits when they get home.
Okay.
Okay. Friends do not let friends drink Starbucks. After Starbucks decided not to allow people with CCW, they lost mega money. I don't get it. I don't like Starbucks coffee. Never did, never will. I don't know how they became famous, but I call it Charbucks because it's like the burnt coffee.
Burnt coffee.
Their coffee is too strong. It's just tastes burnt.
Should be called $4.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're trying to support the vets now, I guess.
Yes, Sabuki. Dang. Yeah, because a fully trained soldier is going to want to pour coffee for twats in suits when they get home.
No.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, I am son. I don't know. $4 coffee,
yeah.
Exactly.
$4.
$4 coffee. I like
sometimes
that's
$5.
a new one.
Sometimes $5, depending on which
I
one
call
you
it
go to.
Charbucks, but I like $4 coffee. Yeah, that's good.
If you go to the one, yeah. If you go,
That's what I said? $4?
yeah, you said $4. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably $5, depending on what size you get.
Yeah,
too. If you get the
Warbucks, like the rich guy on
Little Orphan Annie, yeah.
Warbucks.
Daddy Warbucks, yeah. Exactly.
We can go with that. I mean, look, Charbucks is nothing but a ripoff. And you go in there and they sell you these very expensive pastries that are terrible for your heart.
Mm-hmm.
Just too much of a mix in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Donnie Curry sings, I only have eyes for you. Tonight I'm born live. Yeah, he says, I'll just stick with the hot chocolate or hot tea. However, you go in there and they got all this shit around you. They're expecting you to buy a little bit more than just coffee.
Yeah.
How much money can you spend on that? I knew someone that had a gold card. They had over $150 a month.
Oh, jeez.
A lot of coffee.
A lot of coffee. Definitely.
Or a lot of expensive coffee. A lot of money.
Mm-hmm. Because ATT says, CCW means concealed carry weapons permit.
Yeah.
Starbucks bowed to liberal pressure to ban all customers legally carrying CCWs. Wow.
Yeah. I'm laughing. You guys are going off on Donnie. Yes. Is he on? You guys are picking on him?
He was on.
No. I know. Thyroid eyes. Thyroid conditioner. There you go. There. No. Yeah. There he is.
Wow.
There. When I used to go there all the time before work, it was like over $100 a month. I know. You could spend a lot of money at Charbucks. Not worth it. Not worth it. And then you're all like irritated all day because of that high-strung caffeine.
Mm-hmm.
That makes you a bitch or very successful. It depends on your mood that day. So if you're in a shitty mood, it puts you on a shitty mood, all hyped up. Because
Very
the
hyped
coffee
up.
doesn't taste good. So you're there annoyed that the coffee's so burnt tasting.
Yes.
Next thing you know, you're wired up and angry over the coffee tasting bad, and you're treating people like shit. You ever think about that?
Yeah. You gotta. Speaking of people being treated like crap.
Yeah. Let's take a break on that.
Yeah.
I'm so upset about it.
Yes, definitely the Hump Day video is definitely needed on for that.
Yeah.
There's Anthony.
There's Anthony.
Oh man.
That's Anthony's.
The Tin Man.
There you go. You see how we love you? You see how we honor you with pictures?
Oh my goodness.
You know, I will never know another Tin Man better than Anthony for the rest of my life. It used to be that guy Haley.
Yeah, Jack Haley.
But even Jack Haley looks like Anthony. Well, opposite.
Oh, okay.
Kind of look alike. Yeah.
Wow. I've only had a... You know what's so funny though? Jack Haley, who acted with
He's only got pies for you.
Yes.
That's Anthony after his career's over.
He only has spies for you.
Yeah, they always say that two heads are better than one. Oh, yes. I want to go this way. You go that way. You go this way. You go that way. Yes.
Yeah, single Miley too.
Feels somewhat familiar.
Yeah.
Well,
it's going on 10:05 a.m. live from the Nut House. You're watching The Morning Roast with Irv, Ed, and DB. It is 57 degrees outside of Macon, Georgia, with a high of 76 and a low of 56. There will be just a slight chance of showers. Not necessarily a thunderstorm.
Okay,
but
going
some
back to
showers.
that video, once again, let's make that point clear. I don't find those rap videos funny. Was that really funny? Was it funny?
It was more satirical than funny, actually. Because basically you had like Miley Cyrus, who was a popular female, versus Joan of Arc, who was a very popular at her time. Matter of fact, she really is a saint because the Catholic Church made her into a saint when.
Yes,
she
and
made
now
a
I'm
mistake.
from New York City. I'm sorry, I thought you were asking the chatters. Where are we from? I'm from New York City. Anella, welcome to our show. And this is Derek Barrett. He's from Macon, Georgia.
From here. I'm from here. Yes.
Right here. So you have the two extremes right here. And occasionally we have Tara London on. He's gone for now. I guess he bored himself to death.
Yes, we're now playing the Gangnam Style video. You can come back now, Ant.
Oh,
You
you're
can
from
come back.
Brooklyn. No, I'm from Brooklyn too. I'm from all over Brooklyn. But really, initially, Brooklyn Heights, born down Brooklyn Heights area. St. Mary's Hospital, downtown Brooklyn.
It says Sheepshead Bay. Where's that in Brooklyn?
Oh, Sheepshead Bay. That's beautiful. We used to go. My mother used to call it Shithead Bay. Sheep Bay. Sheep Bay. But it was great. And remember Lundy's? Well, my sister-in-law is related to that whole clan over there, the Lundy's clan. They had the famous Lundy's restaurant. Yeah. My sister-in-law, Janet Lundy Martinez. A couple of the kids actually are reaching out to me, which is nice, on Facebook. And they want to know how I'm doing. I invited them on the show, so maybe they're on now. I don't know. But one of my nephews, Jerry, is Edward's son, Edward and Janet's son. He's his second boy. Name is Jerry, named after my brother who died. He is a comedian in New York. He's done Dangerfields. He's done all sorts of stuff. So he's a funny guy, I guess. Then there's Edward, who's the oldest, and he started reaching out to me, and he's more of a contractor kind of guy.
Oh, yeah.
Big Irish kids. They're half Irish. Half Irish and half Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
Kind of like, Pitbull is what, Cuban and what?
Cuban and Cuban.
Jewish? No,
Cuban and Cuban. No, he's Cuban. That's all I know. He's
Cuban and Jewish?
He's Cuban and Cuban. I'm just, that's all I know.
Is it over? What's over? No, we're just talking here.
Yes, it's over. Yes.
And there he is, Tara London.
Gangnam
Tara
Style
London
is
is
over.
the other leg that comes in occasionally. And he is a German from, his family's from Macon, but he was a military brat boy, so he was born somewhere else.
His dad was a fifth generation Maconite from here, and he was born in Kentucky, but he moved all around until he came back to Macon back in the 80s.
Yeah, Cuban, Jewish, Cubish. Yeah,
it's Cubish, I guess.
So that's where we're from, Anella. Vanilla.
Yeah.
Vanilla.
My mom's from Berlin, Germany.
My mom is from Berlin, Germany, yes. She has that nice accent.
Yes.
That we heard so prominently displayed by Adolf Hitler. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Well, yeah, actually he's Austrian.
You know how to do Adolf.
Ich keinen. But anyway.
Yeah, that's how his mother talks.
No.
Just kidding.
See, yes. The words of Irving Martinez are his and his alone, and does not reflect her Barrett, Hedheim, Mark Vaughn, or Von Lively, or the World Wide Web.
Yeah.
Had to put in that disclaimer.
Jamaican, yes.
Jamaican. Jamaican man. Anders Jamaican man. Hello, can you go?
That's
Bro.
different. Jamaican. Anyway, his mom is a beautiful lady. She's come to our show. Actually, she enjoyed it. Initially, she said to me, "Is that all you do is scream at each other?" Because we were always screaming on each other and roasting. No wonder they threw us out.
Oh, my goodness.
73 years old, beautiful lady. Very sweet. Extremely classy, good looking.
Diaz Photogata. Is that
if she was a black person, they'd say she's real sharp.
Okay. Yeah. I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, DS Morgan, is that a disclaimer for real? Do you really have to do a disclaimer?
Yeah.
Sometimes, man, you never know. You never know where you may have to do one, man.
Yeah, no, there is a Brooklyn. That's how everybody talks. They all talk over each other. Actually, when we were doing Razzle, that's why it came so natural to me in that part. Mm-hmm. Because everybody was talking over each other. It was funny as hell.
Oh, man.
Nobody's listening to what anybody else has to say sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Then I come to Macon, Georgia, and it's the same shit. Everybody's always talking over each other.
Hang the sign.
The Razzle in the house, baby.
Yes, the Razzle.
You ever see that? It happens. It happens in big families, especially. Yeah. You know, over the dinner table, everybody would talk, nobody would listen. There was a couple of movies like that out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think Hannah and Her Sisters was one, I think.
Yeah. I could see. I can definitely see that.
Yeah.
Talking about trying to get some food.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. I am Sunchild. I know that you hate a fake relationship. I hate them too. I'm tired of maintaining fake relationships. The only relationships I have right now are the ones that are around me. That's it. You get that close, you'll be in a relationship. You don't get close, so what? I guess.
Tower has how many colors did I try to combine today? Let's see, gray, red, white, navy blue, I guess
yellow,
off-white,
it's kind of like
green. So like 5. I just put on something that was close. That I had to wear some long sleeve shirts.
What color are your pants? Green.
Green corduroys, yes.
So he's got all the colors of the Christmas tree.
Yeah, red and green.
Yeah, the tan hat is the star that's bright.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the Mercedes-Benz star. Look. How about that?
I'm wearing dull black and gray. This is, it's
well, you got tan. You're wearing tan.
And I'm wearing tan pants. So I look with my tan shoes on. So I look kind of hipster.
Yeah.
And he looks, and he plays the part of the nerd. He's got the kind of the tablecloth looking shirt on.
Yeah.
You know, the tablecloth makes you think of food.
Yes.
I wonder why Derek's wearing that shit.
Yeah. Well, yeah, speaking of food, remember a few years back.
DB looks like he's colorblind, yeah.
Well, hopefully, if only the law will see me that, it'll help me out in
well, this is the level of DB right now. This is an exciting story for DB. DB, bring it on. And it's typical.
Okay. Well, remember back in the 90s, there was the Burger King tried to compete with McDonald's by bringing their own version of the Big Mac, which they called the Big King. Well, believe it or not, the Big Mac Buster is alive and at sale for Burger King. Yes, the Big King is back.
The Big King. I went to Wendy's. Who the hell did I go to Wendy's with? It was Chris Payne.
Yeah. Okay.
And the burgers are like cookies. What happened?
Well, they're like square. Well, Wendy's burgers are square because they don't cut any corners.
No, but they're this big. The dollar burgers are as big as literally like a big cookie.
Yeah, right. Yeah. You get what you pay for, man. You get what you pay for. I see. Burger King is bringing back the Big King, which looks, sounds, and arguably tastes a lot like the McDonald's iconic Big Mac. But this time the company says it's for good. Wow. The in-your-face move comes at a time of competition is heating up as overall sales sputter in the $200 billion fast food industry. In recent months, Burger King in particular has been extra feisty, even rolling out the so-called lower-calorie French fry that it dubbed Satisfries. And it's no accident that at 510 calories, the Big King weighs in at about 40 calories less than the Big Mac. And basically, Scott Hume, of the editor of Burger Business blog, says, anybody can copy anybody in fast food. It's an easy way to get something new on the menu. And for Burger King, it's a recreation of that Big King, which it rolled out for a limited time back in 1997, 16 years ago. That version, which did not go national, did not have a middle bun, but the current version does. So it not only tastes like the Big Mac, it's actually going to look like it with that middle bun in the center.
Yeah, but is it going to have the 2 all-beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a
sesame seed bun? Yes, it does. Okay. Matter of fact, the difference is that hopefully the Big King probably tastes a little bit better than the Big Mac, because since Burger King flame broils.
That's kind of hard.
They flame broils their burgers.
Big Macs are really good burgers, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
That's the only McDonald's burger that I really enjoy.
Yeah.
The other ones taste kind of whatever.
Yeah. But the thing is, I think it's going to taste a little bit better, simply the fact that Burger King's, they flame broil their burgers, where, McDonald's, they just basically just fry their burgers,
I like Burger King because they were huge.
Yeah,
burgers
that too.
were always like, whoa, I didn't expect that.
That's true. That's
but
very true.
The Big Mac, of all the McDonald's shit that they sell, the Big Mac is the best burger.
Yes.
It really is. Compared to the other ones.
Exactly. Matter of fact, if you happen to go to Burger King, the Big King sells for $3.69. And what's is kind of ironic, back in 1997, the Big King came out 30 years after the Big Mac was first created by McDonald's back in 1967 by a Pittsburgh area franchise, and it went national a year later, back in '68.
Well, and do you remember all of the different kind of taglines? Like right now is what? I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
Yeah.
Okay. It used to be what?
Before that,
anybody remember back in the 80s when McDonald's commercials were like Broadway shows?
You deserve a break today.
You deserve a break today.
Yes.
Right.
And
I'm liking it.
No, it wasn't like Justin Timberlake started that one.
Yeah, Good Times, Great Taste.
Yeah, Good Times, Great Taste.
That was another one.
That was another one.
They always had these catchy, annoying commercials.
I knew they had, over 50 billion served and growing or something like that.
Yeah, Big Macs can be messy depending on how much sauce they slobber on. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. But you learn to eat with it. I think they give you paper inside of it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not sure. No, maybe not.
That is, I forgot about that one. Urax says, we love to see you smile. Yeah.
Oh, Urax been here, Tower. Where you been?
Mm-hmm.
Urax been here. Long time. Before you, actually. McDonald's and you. McDonald's and you is another one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they have plenty of them, I see. They just kind of, I guess they rotate them every once in a while. Every like 5 to 10 years or something like that,
Yeah.
It's
well, that's good to know. They're gonna bring it back.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go try it once.
Yeah.
Better be good price.
Yeah, got to be a good price. Speaking of bringing something back, of all places, the History Network, believe it or not. The History Network is in deal to remake Roots. Wow.
Oh, come on.
It says a remake of the groundbreaking television miniseries Roots is in the works at the History Network. The network said Tuesday that it has reached a deal with Mark Wolper, whose father, David Wolper, made the 1977 Roots miniseries, Emmy Award-winning miniseries, to acquire the rights to remake it. The project is in development, meaning that there's a possibility it won't be made, but the commitment makes it likely the new series will appear sometime in 2015.
Leave Well Enough alone.
Yeah.
That was a great series. They don't need to remake that.
Yeah. I mean, just some things.
No originality in this world. You're right.
You're right. I mean,
do that.
It's stupid. Like,
leave it alone.
Yeah, just leave it alone. I mean, no one's talking about remaking The Godfather or remaking Gone with the Wind. That's just ridiculous. Some things you just better left alone. That's why there's only one Michelangelo's David. There's only one Sistine Chapel. Right. There's only one Mona Lisa.
Right.
And
everybody else painted like shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you ever see in those yard sales and stuff, those copycats.
Yeah. Only one.
Yeah, there's only one.
There's only one of me.
Yes. Only one.
Yeah, you can't replicate genius.
Yeah. It's not like an assembly line or something like that.
Here we go. Here's for you Black History for November.
Okay.
On November 7th, 1989, David Dinkins was elected the first black mayor of New York City.
How about
David
that?
Dinkins actually was on a book tour, and he talked all about his time in New York City.
Yeah.
And of course, he has grand illusions that it was a good time for him, but in fact, it was a miserable time.
It was a miserable time because I remember the time when he was elected. There was around the same. It was like a couple of months before this guy named Yusuf Hawkins was murdered in Bensonhurst.
Oh yeah,
it was back in summer '89.
But he was getting the Obama train. He was there. The police were calling him a monkey, and it was awful.
Yeah,
dirty over there. Mm-hmm. As you all know, I was part of that whole nonsense with the Korean boycott that started out with the police and fighting the mayor. It exposed the police officers there. And I was in some 19th factor involved in that because it was next door to my store that whole fight broke out between the black Jamaican woman and the Korean deli owner.
Talking about Eleanor Bumpers?
No,
that's somebody else.
The one that it was Korean boycott deli. The Korean deli boycott that happened in New York City. It was all over the news. And because the police were not able to keep control of the area and the drugs in the area, that blew up in the mayor's face. Where they started to accuse the mayor not being in control of the police. And it was pretty ugly during the time when I was there. It was not a good time for police or the city during the time of David Dinkins. Everything seemed out of control during the time that he was mayor. And it wasn't his fault. It was just that people were racist. They weren't giving him the support.
Yeah, and plus, you have to remember, he's the first black mayor in New York City. I mean, that's the most populous and probably one of the most diverse cities in the United States. In fact, one of the diverse cities in the world. I mean, that'll let you know. I mean, where racism still
Eleanor
exists.
Bumpers was another big deal over there. Yeah, Lou Reed.
Summer '89 was really crazy because David Dinkins was running for mayor, and then you had the death of Yusuf Hawkins, and then even before that, you had the movie of Do the Right Thing that premiered that same summer. Matter of fact, there was a lot of stuff that was going on when I was a student at UGA. There was a lot of stuff going on about they were trying to get the African American Cultural Center, and and I remember that same week. There was during the last week of classes. They had a sneak preview of Spike Lee's movie Do the Right Thing. They didn't think it was going to be that horrific, controversial of a movie, but we were surprised it was going to be that that controversial. But it was well made. But prior to that last day of class, when we were going to the sneak preview, there was a controversial political cartoon that was at our college newspaper, the Red and Black newspaper. And it had a black student, it had two panels. It had a black student and a white student walking on campus. And the white student is saying to the black student, "Hey, I found out where they're going to put in the new African American Cultural Center." And the second panel just basically had like this sign that says African American Cultural Center, which was dead center in the middle of a basketball court. So, needless to say, black students there were extremely pissed.
So what's wrong with that?
What's wrong with that? Gee, what?
Stereotyping.
Yeah. Now what do we have?
That's what the facts are. Yeah.
I mean, what did you just say?
That's what they like to
hang out.
For me,
being a white guy, I think that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
But then again,
if
somebody did that to me, in the same sense, I laugh it off. People take too much shit too serious.
Give them a band. That's what they have.
Merely, man, we all need to lighten up.
But what if they had but come on now, if someone had talking about they were going to have a kosher pizza a pool party and they made a swimming pool with matzo ball soup or something like that, you gonna tell me that's not gonna tick you off?
Why not? If I did taste good, I'll take it.
Pools filled with matzo ball soup.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
I know that was a bit, I was thinking out of the box, though. That was creative, man.
How would you feel about that? Free food, I'll show up. Exactly. Yeah, shit, yeah. Will they ever have matzo ball soup? That's the question. So cheap.
In a pool.
Would they would ever provide it? What do you think of that stereotype? Yeah, I know. This is funny shit. All right, our deli prep for today is not so funny. It actually talks about
Levy's Jewish rye.
It talks about what's happening now. Seasons are changing, right?
Some ribs.
We're going from summer to fall, right?
Yeah.
Falling over, falling
Winter,
forward,
spring, summer,
or fall back, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But and this may sting you a little bit, Anthony. This may actually stimulate you, I'd rather. And this is written by a German guy or girl, Jennifer Benson Schultz. It's not German. And the title is A Season for Everything. In the 1960s, the rock and roll band The Byrds popularized the song Turn, Turn, Turn. It climbed to the top spot on the Billboard Hot 100 chart and gained worldwide popularity. People seemed captivated by the lyrics. Interestingly, though, except for the last line, those lyrics are all from the Old Testament book of Ecclesiastes. To everything there is a season, proclaims the writer Ecclesiastes, a time for every purpose under heaven. Chapter 3, verse 1. Then he then lists some of the seasons in human experience: birth and death, gain and loss, tears and laughter, mourning and dancing. Just as the seasons in nature change, so do the seasons in our lives. Our circumstances never stay the same for long. Sometimes we welcome change in our lives, but often it is difficult, especially when it involves sorrow and loss. Yet even then, we can be thankful that God does not change. I am the Lord, he said through the prophet Malachi. I do not change. Malachi chapter 3, verse 6. Because God remains the same, we can rely on him through the shifting seasons of life. His presence is always with us, as it says in Psalms chapter 46, verse 1. His peace has the power to guard our hearts, Philippians chapter 4, verse 7. And his love provides security for our souls, Romans chapter 8, verse 39. A mighty fortress is our God, a bulwark never failing. A helper he amid the flood of mortal ills prevailing. Luther. God's unchanging nature is our security during seasons of change. And in Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1, to everything there is a season. Turn, turn, turn.
Turn, turn, turn.
That was a nice song, wasn't it?
Very nice song.
This is a hit.
That it?
Yeah.
Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
Anthony, what you think? What you think of that song? Hey, bacon frying.
No, it's people clapping.
That's people clapping.
Come on that Pastor. I didn't read it. I'm sorry. I was reading something else. Anyway, there is a season to everything.
Yeah, there's always a season, you know.
All right, season this a little bit here, Derek, please. Season a moment.
Yes, I definitely will try to find some November 6th birthdays.
Yeah.
Also, just wanted to know what happened in this day in history on November 6th. Actually, back in 355 AD, Emperor Constantine II crowns cousin Julius Caesar of Britain. Just something.
What? What's this about?
Just basically what happened on this day in November 6th.
Oh, no, what happened on this day, November 6th, throughout history.
Yes, throughout
That's
history.
great. There we go.
Matter of fact, Abraham Lincoln was elected the 16th president of the United States on this day in 1860. In 1860.
Yeah. Shot in the head later on. Yeah.
Actually, and also in 1865, in the American Civil War, the CSS ship, Confederate States ship Shenandoah, is the last Confederate combat unit to surrender after circumnavigating the globe on its cruise that sank or captured 37 vessels. So basically, it was just floating all over the world during the end of the Civil War. Who would have thought?
All right, what else? Come on.
Benjamin Harrison in 1888 beats President Grover Cleveland in 233 electoral votes to 168. Cleveland received slightly more votes.
Something grand, something interesting.
Okay, let me see if I can find something here. 1940, Franklin Roosevelt is re-elected U.S. president.
No, Franklin Roosevelt. So you have Franklin Roosevelt and Lincoln.
Mm-hmm. And Benjamin Harrison, who was the grandson of a president, William Henry Harrison, who had the
Bye, Iraq. Thank you for stopping in, buddy.
Matter of fact, Benjamin Harrison, he's the only grandson of a president that became president. Yeah. And his grandfather was William Henry Harrison, who had the shortest term. He was dead in 30 days because he caught a pneumonia.
Yeah, after the longest inaugural speech in history.
Yeah, which is kind of sad because he had the longest inaugural speech in history, but yet he had the shortest term as president.
Kind of ironic.
Yeah, very ironic. He caught pneumonia.
Yeah, when we were young, we would say, "You got snagged." All right, so who else?
Well,
birthdays.
Yeah, we have some birthdays here. Some famous people that you probably should know or have to know if you already. Actress Emma Stone, the funny, cute, redheaded chick who had the raspy voice, who made her film debut in Superbad and starred in the movie Zombieland and Easy A, for which she won a Golden Globe Award for Best Actress. She's 25 years old today.
Yeah.
Lamar Odom, two-time NBA champion with the Los Angeles Lakers.
Poor guy.
And who's married to Khloe Kardashian Odom. He's 34 years old today.
Yeah.
Sally Field, who's the TV's known as TV's Gidget, won several Best Actress.
Sister Betrayal.
Yes, who won several Best Actress Oscars and portrayed Mary Todd Lincoln in Steven Spielberg's movie Lincoln's 19th Factor. How about that? She was born. It's her birthday today. She turned 67.
Yeah.
And also the notorious bad boy Aaron Hernandez, the 2011 Pro Bowl tight end for the New England Patriots, whose career ended abruptly in 2013 this year when he was accused of murder. He's turned 24 years old today. Tandy Newton, British-born African actress who gave great performances in the movies Crash in 2012 and who was also in Tyler Perry's movie for Colored Girls. She turns 41 years old today. Ethan Hawke rose to fame in his movies like Explorers and Dead Poets Society. He was also played Denzel Washington's partner in Training Day. He turns 43 years old today. Rebecca Romijn, former ex of John Stamos, ex-wife of John Stamos, who played the shape-shifting mutant Mystique in the X-Men film franchise. She also turns 41 years old today. Maria Shriver, the ex-wife of two-time California Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger, TV correspondent and member of the Kennedy clan. She turns 58 years old today. That's a lot of famous people. We should know that. Oh yeah, Glenn Frey, Hotel California guitarist who co-founded the Eagles. Glenn Frey, he turned 65 years old today. Also, something to remember, James Naismith, who was born in 1861, born on this day in 1861 and died in 1939. He's the Canadian educator and the physician who became famous for inventing the game of basketball in 1891.
Wow.
Making such
that?
Yes.
Now, what's wrong? No, honestly, let's talk honestly about what you were talking about when they showed him a basketball court. Let's talk about that for a minute.
Okay.
Because, first of all, Obama is a basketball player.
Right.
And he says that he does a lot of his bonding playing basketball. Basketball, that is a good way of putting that. That's why a lot of these young black kids really bond.
Okay.
Don't you think?
Well, yeah, that is true. That's definitely true about that. I'll definitely give you that. Yeah, it's a way of bonding, but I guess the thing is thinking that I guess a lot of people, and I guess to an extent maybe justifiably so, that the cultural center is middle of a basketball court because people just think of sports is the only thing that black people in America can actually excel in. Especially basketball in particular. But at the same time, there's drama. There's nothing wrong with sports in and of itself. But at the same time, a lot of people say the same thing that, yeah, we're good at basketball, even good at football, but we're not good in certain things. Like, we're not good to play. We're not smart enough to be, like, say, a coach or an owner of a sports franchise of a team, particularly a majority owner of a team, a franchise. Matter of fact, about 25, 26 years ago, Al Campanis, who used to work for the Dodgers, I think he was one of the executives for the LA Dodgers. He was fired because he said something on Nightline that black Americans, African Americans, did not have the mental faculties to do something like coach or be a quarterback for an NFL team. And he was fired for that, and which I personally thought was a really good moment, a Jackie Robinson moment, if you will.
I'm sorry. So what does that have to do with that you found it kind of offensive that they?
Because having it in a basketball court is because even though that's a part of a bonding, I guess, which I admit, and I'm not saying sports is bad in and of itself. However, there are some bigoted people, horrendously bigoted people, who only think that basketball is the only thing that black people can do, or at least capable of, and that's depending on if you're tall enough. So,
Town of London, how do believers feel about what they have done in life and whether or not it goes against the word? Well, you're going to know by the consequences. You learn from experience. It says don't do it this way or this will happen. When you do it, it happens. That's how you bear fruit of consequence. That's why the Bible says it's living and active. You try your best to apply what you can. And those that you can't apply, you pray about, I guess. Or wait it out until your heart gets right.
Nikhil, not good at hockey, not good at arts.
And do not judge me, because you're going to be judged too. I mean, nobody has a perfect life.
Yeah.
I'm sure there is shit that you have done, Anthony, that you regret doing. I'm sure of it. We've all had that.
Are you saying that, Nikhil, you say
don't
you're not?
say, well, God didn't make me do it. Well, you don't know that.
Nikhil,
I
was
don't
reading
know
what
what
Nikhil
makes
said.
you Anthony and what makes me Irvin. Except, and if that's my belief system, it's what I believe.
I'm talking about when someone is a believer but do what they already know their beliefs tell them not to. Well, obviously they don't really believe that much or put much faith into what they supposedly believe.
Morning, Big Earl. Racist stereotyping, they should not put it at a basketball court. They should build it at the shoreline. All right. What do you mean by that?
I don't know. Earl, I was talking about, remember back when, like the last day of classes back in '89, spring '89, we were at UGA, and then remember the red and black, they had a political cartoon where the white student talking to the black student about they found a place, UGA found a campus to put the African American Cultural Center, and they had the sign on the next one, they had a sign of the African American Cultural Center in the middle of a basketball court. Remember, a lot of people were just totally ticked off about that cartoon.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, he says, I sure didn't go over well. Yeah, exactly.
By the way, Kanye's wearing a rebel flag on his clothing line. What do you think of that? He says,
a dumbass.
I took ownership of it. It belongs to me now. What do you think of
so
that?
basically, he thinks he's Christopher Columbus now, I guess.
I got this flag that belongs to me.
Like, yeah. I didn't say he was the most, Kanye's not the most, informed person.
By the way, it does not mean that I did not do stupid shit. It means that I did that stupid shit and it helped me make a better person. Okay. I agree with that. You learn from your experience. Hopefully,
people learn from their mistakes.
Yeah, but first you have to admit that you made a mistake. It's like the alcoholic saying, "Yeah, I know I got a drinking problem." No, you don't. Yeah, you're an alcoholic. It's like, no, Anthony, we're not nice guys. We're assholes. The B for bastard is there for a reason.
The cow says Kanye is going to wipe away 100 years of slavery. You know what? That probably would be poetic justice in a way. You're like, yeah, if Kanye has a Confederate flag for his...
Yeah, well, you're right, Anthony.
And actually copyrighted, that means...
I did some stupid shit, too. That's what you and I talked about. You know, I'm not good at drinking that heavy liquor. I'm too much of an angry drunk. Too sad. Broken heart. Some people just should not be drinking. You know, and you're one of them. You're too high strung like me. You all up everybody's rear end. But don't. But since I don't believe in God, I have no answer to the when I die. You know.
All I'm saying, just
yes, you will.
I just hope you don't. I hope you don't see any flames. You just hope that you're at one big ass barbecue. I'm just.
Morning, Angela.
Morning, Angela. Morning, Angela. Oh yes, almost forgot. There's a lot of also other famous people.
Other boring people who have birthdays today. Yes.
Yes. John Philip Sousa was born on this day. The American marching king, remembered for the Stars and Stripes Forever and other military marches and patriotic marches. He was a former band conductor of the U.S. Marine Corps, and the U.S. Marine Corps band is called the President's Own, and they also perform in many patriotic holidays. Matter of fact, he actually composed. I think I wish I could remember the name of this march piece. Is basically the theme song that the Monty Python used for their program, Monty Python's Flying Circus.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know why I'm playing Love Boat in my head.
Yes. You must have watched the talk yesterday because they had a Love
awful?
Boat reunion. Yeah.
That Chinese woman had the bald head and.
She was playing the captain. The Love Boat making a
awful.
The talk.
It was on that show, The Talk.
It's
like the Love Boat reunion.
It's like CBS's version of The View, basically.
You thought the show was corny. That was terrible television yesterday.
Oh yes, Harold Ross, the founder of New York Magazine, was born on this day in 1892.
Yeah, the black bartender with the big smile.
Isaac, yes. Oh yes.
He looked mulatto. He looked mixed.
Look mixed? Where?
I'm just saying.
With some curly fries, maybe some. Yeah, mixed with some fries. Yeah. Oh shoot! Well, oh yes, one other person. Also, Zig Ziglar, famous motivational speaker, was born on this day in 1926. And Mike Nichols, who was born on today, he was a comedian and movie director who starred in The Graduate and Catch-22.
Yes.
He turns 82 years old today.
Still alive. Still kicking, Mike Nichols.
Yes. And those are your celebrity birthdays for right now. For November.
Well, there you have it.
To sit on my ass turned 3 weeks old today.
When a believer does not act the way they're supposed to, are they truly a believer? That's a very interesting question, and but the thing it is, if a believer could stay a believer and true to his self, he would still mess up.
Yes.
No matter what, it's ridiculous to think that any of that is going to really prevent you from doing making sin. You're still going to do it, because then it also concerns with the idea of why you're doing it. And what's the reason behind what you're doing it?
Yes.
It has to be a heart issue. But, you know, like you said, you're the Tin Man. You have no heart. So you wouldn't understand that if you tried. See, and I don't believe that. But you believe that. That's what Anthony believes. He has no heart. So.
Yes.
You can't explain something when somebody doesn't get a sense of what it is. It's like trying to tell somebody that lives in a desert what grass looks like. They've never seen that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, speaking of birthdays, I want to give a belated birthday shout out to my cousin Christine,
Christine.
Wells. How you doing, Christine? Hope you had a really good one.
I live in the subconscious.
Is she watching?
I hope so. I hope so.
Yeah, Anthony's on his anti-God rant. So, I let God deal with that. I know he will. After all, only the good die young. So, Anthony's going to be around for a long time. We're all going to be. Yeah.
Wow.
We're all going to be around for a very, very long time. Like roaches.
Dang, that's not a very good. That's not a very good. That's not a very good thought.
Come out of the woodwork. Alright, what else is in the news, Derek?
Oh, yes, I got some.
This is a house full of roaches right here.
I got someone's story. I think it's a brand new story. I think just breaking news, as a matter of fact. There's a making group who could buy Sports Hall of Fame from the state. The state owns
Do something with it.
Yes, the state-owned Sports Hall of Fame could be owned by a local group in the Macon area where it's located. The Macon Telegraph reports that the Bibb County Commission agreed yesterday that to allow either Newtown Macon or the Development Authority of Bibb County to use bonds to purchase a sports hall from the state.
Once again,
woo! The founding. You can stop it now, Win. Thank you. The facility has been owned by the state of Georgia since it opened in 1999. In 2011,
that's how annoying this all is.
Yes. The state stopped funding the Sports Hall and the Georgia Music Hall of Fames. And the Music Hall was closed after the state sold it to Mercer University. The Sports Hall remained open, aiming to promote downtown Macon. The Development Authority issued.
So what's going to happen?
Newtown
Macon's now going to own the Sports Hall.
Yes, and it has issued through $5 million worth in bonds in 2012, which part are going to be used to buy the Sports Hall of Fame from the state.
What does the fox say?
Ed woke up.
What you talking about?
Pretty obvious.
Yes. I guess you might say that's the wing dang doodle of the hour, huh? Wow.
Too much is too much. He doesn't play any of these sound bites throughout the show. He only comes in and he binges on them.
Binges.
Like me, I'm a binge drinker.
Where's the kaboom? There was supposed to be an earth-shattering kaboom. I've got a perfect puzzle for you.
Yes.
Thank you, Nick Howell.
They
All right, what do we got? It's 10:48.
Yeah.
Bring it on, Derek, please.
We got something from Wordsmith, the word of the day, and our word of the day is mania. How appropriate. In Greek, mania meant madness.
all day longer.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. Really.
Madness. It goes back ultimately to the Indo-European men, or men, men, which means think.
What's the word?
Mania.
Mania.
Yes. Yeah. It reached English via late Latin mania. Of its derivatives, maniac comes from it. It comes from the late Greek maniakos, but manic is an English formation.
So apropos today.
Yes. Closely related to mania was the Greek verb manistai, which means be mad. From it was derived manias, the name for a fanatical female follower of Dionysus, which English has adopted via Latin as Menad. Wow.
Baby.
That's something. That is something right there. Yeah,
WrestleMania.
Yeah, brother.
You know, it's funny. We've been kind of on a manic moments here.
Yes. Yes.
It's been kind of maniacal, no?
Very maniacal.
I mean,
we're the only white people here.
From all the sound bites to all the other shit.
Yes.
Anthony being on here and spilling his guts. And,
yes.
Everybody bullshitting back
You
and
want
forth.
answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the
It's
truth.
just been an
You
awful
can't
kind
handle
of
the
show
truth.
today. Everybody's
Yes.
like
Very,
maniacal.
very maniacal. Yeah, Mark
Everybody's
79.
putting on
So
shit.
are you going to WrestleMania? Just asking, because this is going to be a special one. The
You know it's
WrestleMania
going to be
30.
a waste of time watching a bunch of fake people flying around.
It's the 30th anniversary of WrestleMania. Just wanted to say.
It's good acting, though.
And yeah, very good acting. The 30th anniversary of WrestleMania, those who don't know, is going to be in New Orleans next year. Just in case you guys are thinking about playing. So,
WrestleMania.
Yeah, we're going to have some good shows, brother.
That's all, folks.
No, that's not all. We still got
What
9
else?
minutes left
I
on the
haven't
show.
though about it yet. I haven't though about it yet. What is that?
Hot Fudge Angela. Wow. Okay.
All right. Well, Angela
136
136 is here.
Yeah.
She
Are
sounds cute.
Yeah. Are you still in Scotland? I think that's the last time I talked. Because you still have a show on Vaughn. I haven't seen it in a while. Just asking.
No shit. Anthony Irv, we were watching a bad horror movie last night called Beyond the Door. I remember that. 1974.
Yeah, that was
There
creepy.
was a scene with a band playing, and when one of the musicians was asked the question, he started his sentence with, "Yeah, baby." We immediately thought of you. Yeah, baby.
Yeah. Tara, I remember seeing that
was
movie. A
my,
lot of people were talking. A lot of people didn't like that scary movie. I mean, it was scary, but a lot of people thought it ripped off, The Exorcist, I think.
Yeah, Beyond the Door. Yeah. That was
And also there was
about the movie about the girl possessed beyond the door
yeah.
or some shit.
Matter of fact, I think there was a movie that was
Behind the Green Door.
Yeah, but
Behind the Green Wall. Yeah, no, that's another.
Yeah.
That's another horror flick.
Another.
He says it was horrible. Okay.
That was a horror flick.
Yeah, horrible. Yeah, I get it. There was another movie that came out around by that same time called Abby, and that was I think somebody.
What was it called?
Abby.
Abby, yeah. Remember Abby?
ABBY.
But there was
it was a blaxploitation film. Those who don't know, it was basically just a blaxploitation version of The Exorcist.
Yeah, but it was pretty nasty.
Well, yeah, it was. Yeah, most blaxploitation.
They had a
films
lot
are
of
kinda
black
nasty.
sex scenes there too, right? Didn't they?
Yeah, some of them, a lot, especially from Pam.
You don't remember that? No.
I didn't start watching them until like the 90s and stuff when I had my own VCR, but that's a whole other story.
Anyway,
I
I noticed those guys in the old days, those the black singers and all that, they wore really tight pants back then.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
You didn't
realize
realize
No, I was watching some video the other day of a famous singer, but one of the singers behind him had a hard-on. So I was like, wow, this is like 35, 40 years later.
Yeah.
And I'm noticing that one of the singers in this famous video, I think it was James Brown, some old video. The guy had a hard on.
Hot pants, wanna make you dance. Anyway.
I remember that.
Wow.
Unbelievable. Anyway,
yeah, see, that's why. Matter of fact, that's probably why. Those were the days. Yeah, that's probably why the NBA players wear like really long baggy shorts because
that thing was probably.
What would you do with the brain if you had one?
Yeah, because you can't like run back and forth all like 2-3 hours dribbling the ball. You got all your packages in a vice. You gotta let
by the
them
way,
breathe.
what are your lines? Give us one line, Anthony, before you go that you gotta read and as a sign off.
If only I had a heart.
Yeah, he's playing the Tin Man.
Yes.
In production here in Macon, Georgia, at the Little Theater, I believe it is.
Yeah.
The Wizard of Oz.
Are they using similar armor that you used when you filmed Nick Chopper Ant? Just wondering.
His favorite line is you try to purr him out.
Wow.
All right, Tower. I guess
Speaking
he has
of
no line.
What would you do with the brain if you had one?
Bye, Angela. You gotta run, get some errands. All right, we only have 6 minutes left. Derek,
Yes.
why don't you eat up the time?
I'll go ahead and eat it
Kill
over.
the clock.
With who said this first? Who said this line first?
Oh, here we go. As Hickory. Well, we were just having a little fun, Miss Gale. Okay.
Okay. Oh, okay.
And it was.
Who said that first? Pragmatism. It's not even a phrase. It's actually just a word. Okay.
So pragmatic.
I made it up.
Okay.
It's one of my words.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
It says the word is based on the Greek word pragma, which meaning deed or act. In 1878, the American philosopher and physicist Charles Sanders Peirce wrote a paper called "How to Make Your Ideas Clear" in the Popular Science Monthly. Peirce invented the word pragmatism to describe a guiding principle for scientists considering a concept in the mind in relation to the practical effect it would have in action. His philosophies were subject to much academic discussion, and although the word pragmatic had existed since the 1500s, Peirce is credited with expanding it into pragmatism. The word duly went into common usage, though gradually with a rather less arcane application. In contemporary times, the word has taken on a meaning similar to practicality, the judgment of a situation according to a strict assessment of facts rather than theory. So who said it first is basically pragmatism by physicist and American philosopher Charles Sanders Peirce.
Wow.
And there you have it.
I certainly understood all that shit. I'm being pragmatic, I guess.
Yes, I take your word for it, Angela.
What the hell?
Pragmatic, yes.
Pragmatic. Does anybody really know where it came from? Yeah, scientists had a flair for ambiguity. Yeah, it's pretty ambiguous.
Yeah, it's very ambiguous. Yeah, because they had to experiment on certain things. They didn't know how it was going to come out, how the results will come out.
All right, well, 3 minutes left. What do we got? Tomorrow, Thursday?
Mm-hmm. Definitely Thursday.
We're going to continue on and, kind of move along.
Mm-hmm.
Move right along.
Definitely. Minute rice. Well, goodness. Do you have any other stories that you want to talk about or mention or something like that?
Well, by the way, we're going to be having, I did want to mention once again, we're going to be getting together. Anthony wants to get together on the 21st.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that some of you will show up to that.
21st of what? No, but December.
And,
December, right? Because it's November now.
Please bring in a local Chinese business owner to discuss, how to get stains out of my shirt. Okay. I could do that.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. Use a little bit of salsa water.
I was just
checking. You got to get it off right away. Most stains come from sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, that's enough. Goodbye.
Yeah, that's about it. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you for being here.
Want to thank all of our guests and all of our viewers. Well, thank you Sabuki for staying on. Thank you Diaz Photo Guy. Thank you Earl Big Skillets. Thank you Master Meatball Nical 3000. Too Much Wartown. Thank you for. Hope y'all have a really good turnout runoff election in Warner Robins. 72 Virgins. Angela 136. See you later. Heat Seeker.
I appreciate that, Earl, but come around earlier.
Yeah. Hoodie 420, Jesse 13, 1955, Opiate for Life, Scorpio, Smell My Finger, and Tower of London. Thank you for
Thank you all for being here. Despite our miserable selves, we are going to keep the show rolling. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Take care.
You know what? You's got a pretty good mouth. You know what? You's got a pretty mouth. You know that?
Yeah.
You know that? You's got a pretty mouth. Yeah. You.
What the hell did you come up with
You
that
talking
one?
to me? I got a pretty mouth. Maybe you got the pretty mouth. You.
Goodbye.
What he said.